W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at whmsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve. That's what we mean by treating you like family.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
It's time for the excitement of NCAA Division II football, featuring the Shepherd Rams and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Today's play-by-play coverage is brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, the Berkeley County Health Department, Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda of Winchester, Jason Barrett for State Senate, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, and the Heffley Motor Company. Standing by is our TV10 broadcast team. So let's head to the field and get today's pregame show underway.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Kutztown, Pennsylvania, as we get you set for the regional championship rematch between the Shepherd University Rams and the Kutztown Golden Bears. Shepherd coming in with a record of 3-0, while Kutztown sits at 2-1. The two top teams in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference East Division. I'm Nick Verzolini. Alongside me is Travis Smith. And Travis, it was two great games between these two teams last year. And we're right back at the site of course, the Hail Mary between Travis Bagent and Alex Wetzel. So we're expecting another good game, and this could decide the East Division. While it is super early in the season, it was the game that decided it last year.
And these two teams, they bring out the absolute best in one another. So I'm excited, just as a football fan, to see what's going to unfold for this installment. The Rams coming in, the offense coming off of a bit of a down performance, but they did enough to win last week. And Kutztown, after dropping that season opener, has been able to score two big wins to come in. So they're riding high, and they're also in their own house. So they're feeling like they probably want to get a little bit of revenge on the Rams as they come in here today. It's a beautiful day for football. So I'm excited, and I know you're excited.
You have to be excited when these two teams get together. Kutztown beat Shepherd at Ram Stadium last year. Kutztown comes back and the Rams come back and beat Kutztown here at Andre Reed Stadium. And, this matchup between these two teams, always a close game, but the home team has never won in the series. Shepherd is obviously hoping that continues if the Rams want to get to 4-0. The Rams have never won the PSAC East. Kutztown hasn't lost a PSAC East game in 2 seasons.
So something certainly has got to give between these two football teams.
And like the regular season,
because
obviously they lost to Shepherd in the playoffs.
Yeah. And you look at it, on paper it looks like that Shepherd, with just the way that they're able to score points as quickly as they can, it really doesn't seem to be that good of a matchup, but it's just something in terms of matchup. Kutztown's defense really steps up and plays well. And if you're talking about that Golden Bears defense, the first name that has to come up is Anton Lloyd. He absolutely balled out last year versus the Rams in that first matchup. Had 6 solo tackles, an interception, and the biggest play of the game, had an 87-yard blocked kick return for a touchdown. And that's something I believe that's going to be a key for Kutztown today. They're going to have to score on special teams. That's something that the Rams as good as the defense is played at times, as good as the offense is played at times, it's that special teams unit that kind of leaves the door open for opponents to get those big momentum plays and keep themselves into the game. And I think that's something that Kutztown is going to have to take advantage of today. Some type of special team score that's going to keep them into the game and keep pace with that high-powered Rams offense.
Yeah, that would definitely be important, as it was last year. It was a difference maker in that first game, and it could be a difference maker here today. But we are going to take our first break here on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. W. Harley Miller Systems is providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater networking, audio video distribution, and more. Call 304-350-1931 or visit WHMsystems.com. And when we return, we'll be joined by the head coach of the Shepherd University Rams, Ernie McCook. This is Shepherd Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Some are dreamers, some are doers, and just a few are both. That's the heartbeat of Shepherd University, a quality education that's within reach. In fact, we're one of the most affordable schools in the nation. Whether you're just starting off or you're ready for a new start, Shepherd University. Don't just dream, do.
You've put up with your water long enough. It's time for Sunset Water Services, your local water solution since 1989, to fix your water problems. Get better tasting, better smelling, and better looking water today. Say hello to drinking your own delicious water for pennies per gallon. Say yes to healthier skin and hair and to softer and brighter clothes. Sunset Water Services delivers your bags of salt to you, so they'll save your back too. And our products come with a 1-year satisfaction guarantee. Call 304-754-9031 for a free water quality test today. SunsetWater.com.
Heffley Motor Company, just off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road, is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner, serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. And if you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
We welcome you back on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. We'll now get into our coach's interview, brought to you by Parsons Ford. They're located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road or online at parsonsford.com. They became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons. We're now joined by the head coach of the Shepherd University Rams, Ernie McCook. Coach, your team improves to 3-0 of a comeback victory over Cal, 26-23 in overtime. What are some things you took away from that game?
I think our team displayed a tremendous amount of grit. Continued to battle through all 60 minutes. Thought the way they made plays in all 3 phases, from the punt return from Rodney Dorsey to the big stops defensively to the plays we made on offense and getting in position to score, I thought was great. Credit to those players in the locker room. They work their butts off day in and day out to be the best they possibly can be.
You guys find yourselves down 10 with 10 minutes to go. What was kind of the feeling on the sideline when you were in that situation?
We needed to make some plays. We needed to find a way to get in the end zone. Had a big explosive play from E.J. Morgan. I'm glad to have him back. And then we had a great play from Tyson to Marlon Cook. And it was those are 2 big plays that were key in us being able to put the ball in the end zone. And I think once we were able to do that, we knew if the defense, and felt confident the defense would get a stop, that we had a chance to put this game. Wanted to take the lead at the end, but we were satisfied to go to overtime and find a way to win.
You mentioned getting EJ back in that receiver room, and that's a position that's really coming along as the week goes on. You get a touchdown on a freshman Cameron Dorner. Yep. So how do you feel about the wide receivers at this point, and Tyson able to spread the ball around and really give you guys a nice dynamic in that offense?
I still think that room is a work in progress. They have a lot of work ahead of them, and we're still defining roles and finding what guys do well. But the guy I'm most pleased with is Marlon Cook and the explosive plays he's been able to make. EJ, having him back, I think the more reps he gets, the better he's going to be. Ryan Beach, I think he's going to have some big catches down the road yet.
And defensively, you guys made some big stops there, especially toward the end, in overtime and toward the end of regulation. So it seems like the defense is really playing well so far this season, and you've had a lot of guys step up on that side of the ball.
The defense is playing lights out. They've done it for 3 straight games, and they need to continue to do it. But couldn't be happier with how the defense is running the football, tackling, and doing all the things that they need to do.
And I want to ask you specifically about linebacker Devin Lynch. Devin had 11 tackles in the win, and that's a group that is all new starters for you for the most part, besides Pena coming back. But it's all about Devin.
Devin, he started transition there last year, really in the spring into the inside linebacker spot. He's really grabbed that and done a nice job. And he still has a lot of growth ahead of him. He's not reached his full potential yet, but he will. And, I'm really happy with Devin.
And Kutztown this week, what will be some keys to get the win? Obviously, always a close game when you guys play them.
Yeah, they're a great football team, well coached. Everything they do in all 3 phases. We're going to have to play pretty mistake-free football. It's going to be a tough game on the road and a tough environment. But I think that's why our players came to Shepherd, to play teams like Kutztown. We want to go up there and compete. It's going to be fun to see who steps up and feel good about the game plan and the preparation so far. So I think it's going to be an exciting ball game. But the keys to victory, play well on defense, play well on offense, and play great on special teams.
Sounds like that will get you guys a win. That concludes our coach interview, brought to you by Parsons Ford, located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg, or online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first, Parsons. This is Shepherd Rams football on TV 10.
Every summer adventure is the destination. Take your adventures even farther with Honda, America's most fuel-efficient full-line automaker. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.9% APR on a 2022 Honda Civic and a 3.9% APR on a 2022 Accord or 2023 HRV.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si based on EPA estimate of MY20 full-line automaker fleet-wide fuel economy 2021 EPA Automotive Trends Report.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC, is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia, that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve. That's what we mean by treating you like family.
We welcome you back to Andre Reed Stadium here in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, home of the Golden Bears. Nick Verzolini alongside me is Travis Smith. Shout out to our crew on camera, John Alderton, Dylan Bishop on the sideline, along with Braden Schaffner and Caden Kemp, and our on-site producer, Spencer Dupuy, back in the studio, who you'll hear from halftime, Colin McLaughlin, as Travis, Kutztown, Shepherd, and you look at this matchup, and it's 2 completely different styles. And that's how it's been over the past couple of years when they've met up. But Donnie Blaine at quarterback only had to throw the ball 6 times last week, in Kutztown's 50-point outing against Mercyhurst. It is a run-heavy offense, but Blaine, we saw him enter that playoff game and play pretty well, so he does have the ability to make plays. Just early on, Kutztown really hasn't had to throw the ball to have success.
And that's something that you want to do, because if you're able to run the ball, not only do you wear down that defense, you eat up clock, and most importantly, you keep Tyson Bajan off of the field. And looking back at that last playoff matchup, Blaine not too well through the air. He went 10-23. That's only 43.5% for 139 yards, but he did manage to complete 2 touchdown passes and also ran 2 touchdowns. So he's able to make it happen in other ways, and you mentioned that big running attack coming off last week. 2 running backs for the Golden Bears. Daryl McNeil-Davis had 18 carries for 120 yards. He averaged 6.7 yards per carry, had 4 TDs on the day. Then also you look over at Jordan Davis, the change of pace back. He had 15 carries, 73 yards, averaging 4.9 yards per carry, and he had 2 touchdowns. And Mercyhurst, that's a tough place to get a win. They play very well up there. They defend their home turf as good as anybody in the PSAC, so that's not an easy place to get a win. So for Kutztown to go up there and just dominate on the ground the way that they did, that's a very impressive performance, and they have to feel that that running attack is going to be very important for them today versus the Rams.
Yeah, it's interesting that we don't see Kutztown throw the ball a whole lot, but they probably have one of the best wide receivers in the conference when they're able to get him the ball in Jerome Cap. He has got off to a slow start this season, but we saw him make big plays against Shepherd last year, and he'll be a guy that the Rams will have to key on today. For the Shepherd side of things, it was a one-dimensional side on the passing attack last week to get that win against Cal after having a dominant running game in the previous week against Edinburgh. So it'll be interesting to see if this veteran Kutztown defense can slow down the Rams again like they did at times last year.
And it's something where I feel like the Golden Bears are really going to have to try to make the Rams one-dimensional. I'm going to say something kind of crazy. I think it's going to be to their benefit to try to run game early and make Tyson Bajan shoulder the burden of the offense. That's something that he's used to doing, but there's something that the Kutztown does very well, is able to elevate his pitch count. You think back to that regular season game last year, Tyson Bajan threw the ball 52 times. And you figure a quarterback of his caliber throwing the ball that much, but that's just not healthy for an offense, for your quarterback to have to shoulder that much of the offense. So if you're able to eliminate Ronnie Brown early in the game and make Shepherd more one-dimensional offense, I think that's going to be to the benefit of that Golden Bears defense. I say that now, and watch Tyson Bajan will probably go out there and burn the whole building down today. But I think if you're coming in, I think if you can take Ronnie Brown out and you can focus your defenders and get them in those obvious passing situations where your defense can really hang back, play zone, and make Tyson Bajan be patient with his reads, I think that's going to be to your benefit today. But again, it's easier said than done.
All right, we will take another break here on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show, and when we return, we'll be joined by the Shepherd Rams quarterback Tyson Bajan, along with their leading tackler Devin Lynch. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back in 2 minutes.
Want to earn your MBA but don't think you have time? Shepherd University offers 2 options for employed learners. Choose between our fully online or our in-person programs. You can earn your degree in the evenings while benefiting from Shepherd's top faculty. We're now accepting applications for next semester. Visit www.shepherd.edu/online radio or call 304-876-5313. Again, that's www.shepherd.edu/online radio.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Visit us at Orr's Farm Market, just 5 miles west of Martinsburg, to pick up all your local fresh fruits and vegetables. With our in-house bakery, fresh fruit slushies, and apple cider donuts, you can't go wrong. Live bluegrass every Saturday from 12 to 5 p.m. And check out all that's local and delicious at Orr's by going to orrsfarmmarket.com or visit our Facebook page.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
We now go in the huddle, brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or call 304-263-4343. We now go in the huddle with Rams quarterback Tyson Bagent. Tyson, comeback victory for you guys over Cal. When you got down 23-13, what was kind of, I guess, your thought process at that point in the game?
Obviously, you got to try to start getting something going at that point. Backs against the wall, but, as far as the game plan goes, nothing changed. Just, I guess, the mindset changed. We just knew we had to move fast. We knew we had a lot of things to make up in a little bit of time.
You got another Player of the Week award this week for your performance, 490 yards, 3 touchdowns. Big thing there, though, no turnovers for you. Which was one of your goals heading into the season, was try to limit those turnovers.
Yeah, I think when you play a good team like Cal, knew it was going to be a good matchup. They were good defensively, pretty good offense, so we knew it was going to be a good game. So, I think besides making plays, the next best thing I can do to help put us in the best situation is not give the ball to the other team. And so I was happy about that.
And your wide receivers, you're able to get some new guys involved this past week. E.J. Morgan returns from injury. Cameron Dorner scores a touchdown for you. So what's that like now that you really have like 5 or 6 guys that you guys can throw out there, and they have all proven to have the ability to make plays?
Yeah, I think it says a lot about them, and I think it says a lot about the coaches and recruiting, and it says a lot about how attractive it is to be a receiver at Shepherd University. These guys know what the deal is coming in. Traditionally since I've been here, we putting the ball in the air, and a lot of dudes been making a lot of plays. So I think for Cameron to come in, score a touchdown, for EJ to come in, have the effect on the game he did, hats off to them, credit to them, and we got to have it again next week.
What were some of your takeaways from that victory?
That I think it was good for us to be able to play in a close game like that, go into overtime, be battle tested a little bit, and I think that'll only be a good thing for us going forward.
Kutztown this week, always a close game, always a big matchup for you guys. What stands out to you about their defense? They've kind of given you guys a few issues here and there over the past couple matchups.
Yeah, well, I've never really gotten Kutztown. I've never really gotten a hold of them as a team. They've always kind of had my number, and they're the most well coached and gap sound, zone sound team I've ever played against. They've got a veteran defense, a couple new guys here and there, but overall the core of their defense is a bunch of older guys. They're going to be ready to go, and we're going to have to play our best game.
What have you seen from them this year? What will be some things that you want to kind of key on to have success this week?
I think their linebacking core and their linebacker core especially, I think that's where their leaders are. They got number 9, number 33, all returners from last year, and then they've got a solid D line. So we got to handle the twists, got to handle the blitzes that they bring, and got to be able to I got to really be able to do my thing and try to take control of the game early.
All right, Tyson, thank you and good luck this week.
Thank you.
We now go in the huddle with Rams linebacker Devin Lynch. Devin, 11 tackles for you in the victory against Cal. What were some things you were able to execute with in that game?
Most importantly, getting the front, which is our defensive line, in the right places so that me, myself, and Dwayne were able to get in the right spots and make the proper plays. I know some of the plays I had to make on my own, just putting out the right effort, because it all starts on the practice field. So that's a big thing with Coach Klein and some of our other coaches, to just get into the ball. So most importantly, getting to the ball during practice will translate to the game. So I know that was a big factor in making a lot of my plays. But most importantly, it all starts on the defensive line and having them help us get to our right assignments.
And for you too, it's a linebacker position that has really had a lot of transition this year. You guys got a lot of new starters in that position. You made the transition from defensive back to linebacker too. So what's that been like for you, and trying to kind of lead those guys at linebacker?
It took a turn. I know, but I know in high school I did play. High school and youth league, I played linebacker. So coming into college playing DB, it was kind of a new step, because I only played but a year. DB in college. So when they brought me down to the star position, it was a little more comfortable being the outside backer. But being inside, it didn't take too much learning because I already had that experience before. But of course, working behind Coach Klein, him really narrowing it down, building up my IQ to command the middle, it definitely helped me move a lot better as a linebacker and be that person that can be trusted on the defense to command the middle.
And it seems like you guys are off to a great start defensively. First 2 weeks only allowing a touchdown each game, and then down the stretch there you made some big stops. In overtime you get a stop. So how's the defense? How would you evaluate the defense through the first couple of games?
Just fast. That's our most important. That's our most important thing. Just being fast. I know we're young. We're very young. So utilizing our speed because we lack experience builds a lot of character for all of us. So going through our meetings, it's just working fast, being able to get to the quarterback and make plays as a team. That's what shows on film, which is why we dominate. Which is why we dominate, because we can use our speed to get around and make plays and just be quick to the ball. So I think utilizing our speed overpowers experience, which we lack on the defensive side.
What will you guys have to do this week against Kutztown, a very run-heavy team?
Absolutely, just utilize our speed. Build that forefront with our front six, our defensive line, and the linebackers. Stopping the run like we've done the past 3 games, and force them to pass the ball. But most importantly, just staying strong in that box, because we know they have some guys, some talent. But with us, we bring it. We bring power. We bring speed. But if we just bring what we brought the last 3 games, we'll be just fine.
All right, Devin, thank you and good luck this week.
No problem. Thank you.
Concludes our player interviews portion of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. When we return, we will have more. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Your master's degree is as close as Shepherd University. Shepherd's graduate programs are perfect for working adults and will prepare you for the next step in your career. Choose from several degrees perfect for educators, an accredited MBA program, and a master's degree in Appalachian Studies. Visit shepherd.edu/grad studies radio to get started today. Finish your master's or pursue a doctorate in nursing practice. To learn more, visit shepherd.edu/grad studies radio.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Nick Verzolini alongside me is Travis Smith. Travis, we got about 2.5 minutes until kickoff, so let's get into our keys to the game, brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Spencer Dupuis rides with them, so you should too. And Travis, what are the keys to the game? Start with the visitors, Shepherd, and then give us Kutztown.
Well, for the Shepherd Rams, I think they have to have a balanced attack on offense. So that means getting Ronnie Brown involved in the running game early on. He has just been absolutely dynamic so far this season. He struggled a bit last week in the run game, only averaging 3.3 yards per carry, but he was able to put in work in the passing game. He had 4 catches for 91 yards. So I think getting him involved early is going to be crucial to maintaining balance on the offensive side of the ball. Also, the Rams need to be a bit more creative in getting Ryan Beach involved in the game plan. So far, he has struggled to really pick up where he left off from last season, and the first couple games of the season they've used bubble screens and things like that, just try to get the ball in his hands in space for him to make plays, and he hasn't been able to make those plays. So not sure if he's injured, not quite 100%, but just the Rams need to be a little bit more creative in how they get him the ball. Also on defense for the Rams, they have to limit big passing plays. Although Kutztown is not known for passing the ball, they're going to try to get some big plays out of that passing game, and that Rams secondary has struggled so far this season. And also, one more thing for the Rams, clean on special teams. Don't give Kutztown any type of big momentum plays. They have the home crowd behind them. You want to keep them out of the game, so you got to limit those big plays on special teams.
Yeah, it's definitely a big matchup as Kutztown will receive the opening kickoff. Shepherd will kick it deep for the Rams. And, you mentioned it being a big matchup. John Mobley here in attendance. He was out there for the coin toss, a Kutztown alum and the former 15th overall selection by the Denver Broncos, the highest player selected from Kutztown University in the NFL draft. I mean, if you're 15th overall from Division II, you must be a stud.
Absolutely, and he came into the league and proved that he was just that. John Mobley came into the league and really just was dominant early on in his career and helped lead the Broncos to their first Super Bowl in franchise history. He was a big part of that defense.
So Shepherd will kick it deep to Kutztown. Back deep there for the Golden Bears is Curtis Ravenel and Jaden Helton. And Jacob Haney will kick it away from the near hash. Haney sends it end over end. Fielded there around the 4-yard line. That is Ravenel Jr., and he gets across the 20-yard line before being brought down, and that's where Kutztown will start. First down and 10 for the Golden Bears, and we know, Travis, that this Golden Bear offense wants to run the football, and it starts with that nice 1-2 punch they have there, and Darrell Davis McNeil and Jordan Davis. Davis more of the receiver, Davis McNeil more of the ground back, but both of them are effective and both can do some big things.
Like we mentioned, McNeil Davis coming off of a monster game last week versus Mercyhurst. 120 yards, 4 touchdowns on the day. And so far this season has 312 yards on the season, averaging 3.9 yards per carry.
Blaine hands it off to Davis McNeil. Davis McNeil running left, and he's stacked up there on the outside. Looks like Kyle Smith in on the tackle for Shepherd. And we talked about last week, too, how the Rams were kind of changing up that interior defensive line. It's more of the guys that we saw in run situations here to start the ball game with Journey Dunbar and Solomon Alexander. And I think both those guys had a big impact on last week's games, and maybe they're also getting more reps out there for Shepherd.
And they were platooning the entire front four last week, but this week kind of a hybrid look with the big boys in the middle, and you still got Holloway and Smith as your bookend defensive ends.
Davis McNeil bounces outside, finally knocked out of bounds by Clayton Batten there on the far sideline. So it'll be 3rd and long for Kutztown. Not the way this team wants to start this ball game, but for Shepherd, it's a great start defensively.
And that's one of my keys for Kutztown, is trying to avoid being put in these 3rd and long situations where they are forced to pass. They're going to have to try to win on first down. The Rams defense knows that, stuffed them twice on the run, and now Blaine is in a 3rd and long, obvious passing situation, and that's when this Rams defense really shines.
3rd and 11 from the 22 for the Golden Bears. Donnie Blaine adjusting at the line of scrimmage. He's got 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. As Blaine takes the snap. Steps up, throws complete to Jerome Cap. Cap spins off one tackler, and he's got room here on the near sideline. Cap across the 40 has the first down for Kutztown. A well-executed play there, Travis, because while it was thrown behind the line of scrimmage, if Jerome Cap makes that one guy miss, he has the first down, and Shepherd there has to tackle in space.
And that's one of the things. It's a high percentage throw. You get your quarterback into a rhythm. And Cap is a big physical wide receiver. He's 6'3", 200 pounds. First team all PSAC last season, so it's going to take more than a stiff breeze to knock him down. That time he's able to break a tackle and make something happen after the catch.
Gain of 21 on the play. Blaine will hands off to Davis McNeil, and he is stopped right away.
Holloway.
Flying in there was Malik Holloway off the edge. And it will be second down for Kutztown as we approach 12:58 to go in this first quarter. Golden Bears receiving the opening kickoff, and we have a flag against Kutztown, so that will bring it back 5 yards on the holding call.
And Holloway looking to assert himself against the run this week. Last week struggled a bit versus California. They ran right at him, and that's what you usually do. That's the usual rule of thumb. When you have a speedy defensive end, you want to try to run right at him. It can be physical, anchor that point of attack, and that's something that he didn't do well last week, but on that last play has proven. They watched that film, looked to make an improvement, and made a play in the backfield for that Rams defensive unit.
Cap going in motion from right to left. First down at 15 for the Golden Bears. Here's a hole for Davis McNeil. Gets across the 45 to about the 47-yard line before being brought down on the play, and that's the first real good hole for him.
Good blocks up front. Albert Glasgow, the center for the Golden Bears, did a good job. Just a zone run off to the right, and those offensive linemen, you could tell that they're communicating. They were able to get that double team on the line of scrimmage. Glasgow able to work up to that linebacker and freeing up a hole for the running back to pick up a big gain on first down. Very important for that Golden Bears offensive unit today.
Second down and 5 now after the gain of 10 to the 48, and Journey Dunbar that time swallowing it up on the inside for Davis McNeil. No gain on the play. Will be 3rd and 5 for Kutztown. We continue to see Dunbar establish himself on the interior. The 6', 305-pound sophomore.
And the Rams like to use that depth up on the defensive front, like we mentioned last week. Platoon the entire defensive line in and out, but right now more of a hybrid look with the big boys playing in the middle, and you still have Holloway and Smith out there, so you're getting the best of both worlds with the run stopping and the pressure off the edge.
Donnie Blaine throws quick, complete, first down and more for Kutztown there on the outside. Down inside the 30-yard line for the Golden Bears, it's Curtis Ravenel Jr. So on both third downs, Blaine has come through with quick passes, easy completions, and Kutztown has been able to pick up these first downs.
Getting the ball out of his hands quickly because the Rams defensive back, they're playing back off the ball. They're trying not to get beat deep, and when you do that, you're going to leave things open underneath. And if you're not coming up hard and making tackles on the spot, KU's been able to take advantage of that so far today with a couple of broken tackles to pick up big gains after the catch.
1st and 10 from the 27, but we have a whistle and a flag here on the near sideline. There's a false start, so both times they now get behind the chains on 2 of the 3 1st and 10s that Kutztown has had so far. What's interesting is they kind of go bigger after being backed up on first down as Novak and the other receivers running off the field there, and they bring in their tight end, Austin Moyer, the 6'2", 245-pounder.
Still just making things difficult on themselves because you want to have those big plays. You want that to be able to earn territory. You don't want to have to go back and fight to get territory you already had.
1st and 15, Blaine throws to a wide open Ravenel Jr., and he is knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. A breakdown there in the Kutztown secondary. Dwayne Grantham is fired up as he was able to knock him down. He's saying, look, guys, we got to know our assignments, and it's 1st and goal for Kutztown.
Blaine doing a good job selling that pump fake, getting those defenders to come up and bite, and once they were able to do that, Ravenel running that wheel route here on the right side, able to slip behind the defense, and Blaine was able to put the ball on the money. So Ravenel's able to catch it in stride and pick up some yards after the catch.
Davis McNeil to the left of Blaine. He remains the back. He gets the carry. He has a hole, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Kutztown. As it's Darrell Davis McNeil pounding it in for 6, and Kutztown takes the early 6-0 lead with 9:50 to go in this first quarter. An effective drive. Not only do you burn some clock, but you get the early lead.
You get the run game established. your quarterback's in a rhythm early on, and you can tell that Blaine is very comfortable. A lot of teams like to script their plays, especially for their first drive, and the Golden Bears able to go out there and execute that script very well on that first drive. High percentage passes, big gains in the run game. Couldn't ask for a better start for that Golden Bears offensive unit.
Nick Capolino on to attempt the point after, and the extra point is up. It is good. 7-0 Kutztown, 9:50 to go in this first quarter. We'll take our first break as this is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
I'm Jason Barrett. I'm running for state senate because I believe it's time to build an even better West Virginia. That starts with a less burdensome tax policy, reliable internet service, a strong education system, and a robust tourism industry. I believe this building starts right here in Jefferson and Berkeley counties.
I ask for your support and your vote on November 8th.
Paid for by friends of Jason Barrett.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
We welcome you back to Kutztown. 7-0. Golden Bears on top, Travis, after a successful drive there of a good mix of run and pass for the Golden Bears, and they take this early 7-0 lead with the Darrell Davis McNeil touchdown run.
Just high percentage throws, good throws by Blaine, and all he was able to do was just throw the hitch and let his wide receivers do the work after that. They're physical on the outside. They're able to break tackles and make something happen after the catch, so there's really no reason for Blaine to hold on to the ball long. That was something he did very well on that first drive, was get the ball out quickly, and that kind of neutralizes what Holloway and Smith can do coming in off the edge, because as we all know, those two fellas pretty good at getting after the quarterback if he's back there having to make multiple reads and go through multiple progressions before he throws the ball. So a nice offensive game plan so far for the Golden Bears.
And our scoring drive summary is brought to you by Jason Barrett for State Senate. Vote to cut the car tax. Vote Jason Barrett in November. First down and 10 here for the Rams, from their own 25-yard line after letting the kick roll into the end zone for the touchback, and Marlon Cook makes the catch here on the near side. He's thrown down by Antoine Lloyd after a decent pickup.
That is the matchup that the fans want to see. Anton Lloyd, yes, he's giving up signs. 5'8", 175 pounds going against Cook, 6'2", 210. But Lloyd, he plays much larger than his size. He is a game breaker, so you're going to have to show him some respect.
So second down and about 6, as here's a handoff to Ronnie Brown, who finds some room, gets right at the 35-yard line. It'll be a first down for Shepherd. Brought down on the play by Cody Shahir. So first down Rams after 2 plays. Move the ball to the 35. First and 10 now for Shepherd. 9 minutes to go in this first quarter. It's an early 7-0 lead for Kutztown here at Andre Reed Stadium. Tyson Bajent in the shotgun formation. Brown remains the back to his left with 3 receivers to the far side. Marlon Cook here to the near side. Quick pass, slant over the middle to Marlon Cook, and that time Lloyd wins the matchup, breaking that pass up. Excuse me, that was not Antoine Lloyd. That was number 5, which is Justin Harris.
5'10", 175-pound redshirt senior from New Jersey.
So Bajent and the Rams now face a second down and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Bajent, play action. Throws complete to the near side to Kenny Edlin. Kenny Edlin makes a nice move. Ball came out. Kutztown thinks they had it. As Edlin kind of made that cut, It looked like he had the ball a little loose and then got hit pretty hard from behind, and this would be a huge turnover, Travis, if Kutztown did recover.
And Brian Walker walking away from the pile of bodies. He's feeling confident that his teammate comes away with the ball as Edlin comes up with the ball, minus a helmet. So things got rather salty down there in that pile, but the young man's able to come away with the football. And that was a unique look for that Rams offense. You had the two wide receivers out wide, and they were stacked. And what that first wide receiver was able to do was able to run the defender off, and Edlin was able to kind of hang out in that empty space, and Tyson Bajan was able to get the ball to him quickly to pick up that first down.
Cook, Morgan, Beach, the receivers to the top of your screen on the far side. 1st and 10 for Shepherd, now into Kutztown territory. Here's a carry for Ronnie Brown, who fights forward for a few. As he's brought down on the play. 2nd down now for Shepherd. And about 8. Moving the ball to the 47-yard line of Kutztown. And Shepherd looking to answer, trailing 7-0 here at Andre Reed Stadium with 7:54 to go in this opening quarter. Brian Walker moving in motion from right to left. Bajent takes the snap, throws over the head of Brian Walker. Harrison coverage. Will be a 3rd and long for Shepherd, and a little bit of jarring back and forth. Looked like that was between Ronnie Brown and Justice, the inside linebacker. Amani Justice, one of the best in the conference.
Last year, all PSAC East first team. This season, leading that Golden Bears unit with 21 tackles, 12 of those solo. Can also make some plays in the passing game. Very comfortable playing in space. Has an interception on the season. So Ronnie Brown and Justice plan on seeing each other a lot during today's game.
So it's a 3rd down and 8 for the Rams. Ball on the Kutztown 47-yard line. Bajent with Brown the back to his right. Tyson has all day to throw. Now rolls to the right. Steps up, throws complete, in and out of the hands of Ronnie Brown and nearly intercepted. Had Brown there, and Ronnie didn't quite look it in the whole way as he was already kind of looking to turn upfield, and the pass fell incomplete, so Kutztown gets a big stop as Shepherd has to punt here from the 48.
Ronnie Brown just needs to settle down, really. Has struggled after having that monster game versus Edinburgh. Struggled to kind of settle down and find his groove versus Cal PA, and so far today has already gotten to a bit of a scuffle and having a hard time getting settled into today's game.
Lloyd is back deep to receive Ryan Barrick's punt. There's a flag. Looks like it's a false start.
Not too often that the Rams elect to punt. It's one of the few times that they do punt.
And this will now bring you back to 4th and 13. And you had a chance. You still can flip the field, but won't probably be able to pin this one inside the 20. We'll see if Barrick is a talented punter, even though he doesn't get a ton of opportunities to do so.
So it gives him a little bit more room to operate with.
Obviously, that wasn't the intention there, because that's the intention. They were just taking the delayed game. But Barrick will send it here, and it's a good punt. Lloyd will fair catch it at around the 9-yard line. And we'll see this KU offense back on the field, Travis, after having a great start.
Now they're backed up a little bit in their own territory. Let's see how they come out. But again, a very balanced run and pass attack on that opening drive, pounding the ball in the middle with the run game, and then high percentage passes out to the perimeter for Blaine. You just want to get him into a rhythm, get him comfortable. And that's what the Golden Bears were able to do, and see if they can add to that success.
Our first quarter presented to you on TV 10 by Smallwood & Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361 as it's Davis McNeil getting a carry, and he is again swallowed in the backfield by about 3 Rams. Solomon Alexander coming over and cleaning it up, but leading the way, the Rams' leading tackler, Devin Lynch, who had 11 against Cal last week.
And that's one of the things that Rams defense does so well is they rally 11 hats to the football. It's a defense that's built for speed and athleticism, and that's one of the things that they do well. So even if you do manage to catch them out of position early on in the play, they're usually quick and athletic enough to recover and not give up too many yards in the process.
No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10 from the 9. Here's a hole for Jordan Davis. Davis across the 20, brought down and around the 25-yard line. Chasing him down and making the play there is Christian McDowell, but it's a on Kutztown, and you see the spark that Davis can bring to this offense, Travis, when he's inserted into the lineup.
And he was their main back last year, supplanted this year by Daryl McNeil Davis, and you pound him with Daryl McNeil Davis. He doesn't sound big, but 5'11", 195 pounds, that's a pretty stout running back and difficult guy to bring down. So when you bring in Davis, 5'8", 180 pounds, gives you that little extra juice and just that little change in timing. He can hit the creases that McNeil Davis created for him by just wearing out that defensive front.
Blaine is going to throw underneath, complete. Jake Novak there with the reception. Brought down by Grantham out of bounds here on the near side, close to the first down marker as we approach under 6 minutes to go in this opening quarter. It's 7-0 Kutztown. It'll be 2nd and short for the Golden Bears from the 34-yard line.
And Blaine had to make a play that time. Smith was right in his face. Like I just mentioned, you can get that Rams defense out of position early in the play, but they're so fast, they're so athletic that they're able to adjust, react, and get back into the play. And that's what Smith did that time. He bit a little bit on that play fake, but then he was able to adjust his pattern and get into Blaine's face.
Jordan Davis, no room up the middle. Again, the Rams coming through. Emilio Pena along with McCoy in there, and Keyshawn Haley from the safety positions coming up and making that tackle for Amari Terry in there. And it will be 3rd and short now as a flag, though, on the far side, so it will probably remain 2nd down as it's a false start, or illegal formation, excuse me. And it seems like when Kutztown's been able to run to the outside, they've had success, Travis, but that inside has really been tough against this Rams defense.
You have to give credit to Dunbar and Solomon. They've done a good job. They've checked out of the game right now, and it's 2nd and long, more of a passing unit, but again,
still manageable, though.
Yeah.
You're at 2nd and 7. As it was 2nd and 2. So the 5-yard penalty, probably one of the better times you can get one if you're going to get one. Donnie Blaine in the shotgun formation with Jordan Davis, the back to his right. 3 receivers to the far side. Blaine has gotten off to an excellent start, and he takes the snap here, has time to throw, throws near sideline, incomplete, intended for Davis, and they're going to call that pass interference on Dwayne Grantham. As Grantham kind of denied Davis a way to get back to the football, but I don't know. I mean, he kind of just ran into him. I'm not certain. What's your thoughts there on that one, Travis?
That's a very generous of you to say that he just ran into him. That looked more like a hip check right there as Davis was trying to run that wheel up the sideline. And Grantham, he's very comfortable in space. He already has 3 interceptions so far on the season.
It's an interesting matchup on this.
But Grantham, he didn't want to take the chance of that running back turning the corner on him, so he gave him the business a little bit, and the referees were there to see it. And it's a calculated gamble because if you're able to get him there that close to the line of scrimmage, you might be able to get away with it. But just being out there in space like that, and the Golden Bears did a good job of clearing out that side of the field for the wheel. So when you do hit the receiver like that, you're going to get that kind of call.
So the pass interference makes it a 1st down for the Golden Bears. And, I mean, if Davis gets open there on that sideline, it's probably a touchdown for Kutztown, or at least it's going to be a very tough foot race between him and Keyshawn Haley to score.
And I'm pretty sure most defensive coaches, if they had a choice, they would rather take the penalty as opposed to giving up the touchdown.
1st and 10 now from the 36-yard line, and the snap comes early to Donnie Blaine. He has to dive on top of it. That could have been a disaster for Kutztown, but luckily it's no gain. They're lost about 1, so it'll be 2nd and 11. But Blaine was heading up toward the center to adjust things at the line and then receive the snap. Typically you see that if you're the road team, but not at home usually because you can hear pretty well.
And it looks like Kutztown is playing a little bit nervous here early on in the game.
Blaine takes the snap, looks deep and throws incomplete. Some late pressure coming there on the play for Shepherd.
Mike Forbes.
And Mike Forbes there off the edge.
Supplying that pressure, the 6'2", 245-pound redshirt freshman. And you're seeing that the Rams defense, they are transitioning to work in bigger athletes. In years past, it was a lot of undersized guys, speedy, rangy guys that can make plays sideline to sideline. But you're seeing the Rams, I think, after making that deep playoff run, understand that they need to start recruiting a different kind of athlete if they want to compete against those teams in the playoffs.
So 3rd and 11 for the Golden Bears. First quarter, plan, throws complete to Davis, and Davis doesn't find much room. Emilio Pena coming off of his block to bring him down. Nathan Muley chasing him down as well. And it'll be 4th down, and Kutztown will be forced to punt after kind of a weird drive where they never seem to really move the ball forward, but did have some positive plays. Penalties kind of hurting the Golden Bears on that drive.
The penalties, the botch snap, that kind of derailed that drive right there. And it's definitely a contrast from that first drive where they were very methodical in how they moved the ball down the field. Then they come out. It looks like the early game jitters are still getting to the Golden Bears. A lot of unforced errors.
Now punt blocked by the Rams. It's picked up by that is Naheem Alexander coming up with the football after the blocked punt. Alexander has made some big plays on special teams before, and coming through with the block is the freshman JT Komoyao coming through for Shepherd. And this could be the spark the Rams need, because despite some of that nervousness that you're getting the sense of from Kutztown early, they do have the 7-0 lead, but now Shepherd has it in Golden Bear territory at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10, 3:37 to go in this first quarter. 7-0 Golden Bears, but Shepherd right in business. Bajent, play action. He wants to go deep, but throws toward Ryan Beach and incomplete there on the far side. So special teams plays, they've made an impact in this rivalry before, and it could potentially be the spark that Shepherd needs here, Travis.
Shepherd's offense getting the ball with excellent field position. The Rams coming out with a play-action pass. A lot of their run plays kind of have the built-in RPO, the built-in run-pass option. And you got a gunslinger like Tyson Bajent. A lot of times those run-pass option, you're usually going to see that pass option come out of that. But if you want to use that play-action pass, first you got to try to get that run game established. And sometimes that's been hit or miss so far this season for the Rams. It's usually feast or famine as far as who's going to be running and who's going to be throwing.
So 2nd and 10 for Bajent and the Rams from the 37. Beach going in motion from left to right. Bajent throws over the middle, complete to Brian Walker for a first down. Down to the 25-yard line goes Walker. It's a gain of 12 on the play. I remind you, our first quarter also presented to you on TV 10 by the Skinner Law Firm, injury and consumer rights lawyers. Call 304-245-6613 or go to skinnerfirm.com. 1st and 10 from Shepherd for the 25.
And Walker has really emerged in the passing game this year, coming off of a really good game last week. 6 catches for 99 yards versus Cal PA.
We'll go with Blake Hartman here on the carry. First carry for Hartman in the early part of a game, and the Musselman grad finds some room there up the middle. So Shepherd goes big all of a sudden. They bring Michael McCook in. They bring Hartman in. Not Avon Holly, who's still listed as the number 2 running back, Travis. So maybe Hartman's starting to take over that number 2 role coming in from Lehigh.
And Ronnie Brown, after that last drive, went over, kind of had a heated exchange with the coaching staff. So not sure what's going on with that situation, but Hartman certainly happy to take his reps.
2nd and 7, they give it to Hartman, and Hartman doesn't find much room. Wary coming in along with Cam Wolf off the edge to make the tackle for Kutztown. It will be 3rd down for the Rams. 2:15 and counting to go in this opening quarter. It's 7-0 Golden Bears. 3rd and 6.
And Cam Wolf listed as athlete in the depth chart for the Golden Bears. I'm like, let's not get too fancy. He's a rover.
They're all athletes.
Yeah, they're all athletes. He's a rover. Call him what he is. He's just a strong safety with not as much pass responsibility.
3rd and 6 from the 21-yard line for Shepherd. Bajent in the shotgun formation. Bajent wants to throw, rolls to the right, throws, complete underneath. Short of the first down, sticks. is Ronnie Brown. And we'll see if they bring on Jacob Haney here or not, and they will bring Haney on to attempt this field goal. I mean, early in the game, you don't want to chase points at this point, Travis.
You just want to get something on the board. You're on the road in a tough environment. You just want to let everybody relax, blow off a little bit of steam. You made some positive strides on that drive. You want to come away with something so you're not putting so much pressure on your defense to try to get you the ball back right away.
Well, a 35-yarder from Haney from the far hash. High snap. Kick is no good. I believe that kick got blocked. I believe it was Harris coming through to block the kick.
And it's something that KU has noticed in Shepherd's field goal kicking unit, that this is the second time in 3 games that they've been able to block a kick. So they have noticed some type of tendency on the edge, and they're just able to lay out, give full extension, and tip that ball away. And right now, just the Rams just seem to be misfiring here early on the offensive side of the ball.
Just over a minute to play in this first quarter. I mean, Shepherd took over that drive due to a blocked punt, so really it could have been a 3-and-out, and then you're sitting there and you're like, okay, 35-yarder, we feel pretty good about how Haney's been kicking the ball, so good chance to get on the board after getting the blocked punt, but no, Shepherd remains with a 0 on the scoreboard. Donnie Blaine in the shotgun formation. He'll look to throw on 1st and 10, throws high, and intercepted! It's intercepted by Clayton Batten, and Clayton Batten does it to Kutztown again! If we remember back to the regional championship game a year ago, Clayton Batten had a pick 6 to put Shepherd up 21-0 against Kutztown. This time he gets a pick 6 to get the Rams on the board. With 54 seconds to go in this first quarter, it's 7-6 Kutztown, but the extra point to tie the game here from Haney.
And Cap, usually a short-handed wide receiver. That time, I believe he heard footsteps. He only put that one hand up. When you throw a pass over the middle and it gets tipped up in the air, usually good things don't happen, and the Rams are able to capitalize.
Jacob Haney on to attempt the point after it is up, and it is good. Our score now, with 54 seconds to go in this first quarter, we're tied at 7. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve. That's what we mean by treating you like family.
The Larry DeMarco team at Modern Realty Results believes buying a new home requires a dedicated team that cares about your needs and concerns. Our experienced team is from the area, and we care about this community because it is our home as well. Whether it's a $30,000 home or a $3 million home, we will be hands-on and invested throughout the entire process. Thinking of buying or selling in West Virginia? We've got the tri-state area covered.
To Kutztown, Pennsylvania. Our score, Shepherd 7, Kutztown 7. 54 seconds to go in this first quarter. Nick Verzolini, Travis Smith, happy to have you with us after the Clayton Batten pick 6 gets the Rams on the board. Batten had the pick 6 in the playoff game a year ago to extend, at the time, a 21-0 lead for Shepherd, and that was what sparked Kutztown's comeback in that insane game from a year ago. As on the touchback here, Kutztown will get it at the 25. Wasn't a terrible throw there by Donnie Blaine, but it looked like Jerome Cap either was trying to make a one-handed grab or maybe a little bit aware of Batten breaking in on to make the hit. But Donnie Blaine now in the offense with a first down and 10 from the 25.
That Rams secondary responded that last drive. They had their struggles early on in the game, and we know they're having to replace 2 very talented players, and Antonio Fox and Ponce de Leon on the back end, and you lose safeties with that type of football IQ on the back end, you're going to have, you got some pretty big shoes to fill.
McNeil Davis gets the carry. It looked like there wasn't going to be any room at all, but he gets it out to the 30-yard line for a gain of 5 on first down. We'll make it 2nd and 5 for the Golden Bears.
He earned every inch of that 5, too. He had Rams defenders draped all over him.
Just kind of found a little bit of room. Credit the offensive line for trying to stay on their blocks there and allow there to be a little bit of a hole for Davis McNeil to slip through. 23 seconds to go and counting here in this first quarter. Tied here at 7. Donnie Blaine takes the snap. They'll run Davis McNeil this time to the outside, and Malik Holloway throws him out of bounds around the 33-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and short for Kutztown. And that will be the final play of this first quarter. Our score, Shepherd 7, Kutztown 7. We'll take a 60-second break, and when we return, we'll have the second quarter. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
We welcome you back to Kutztown, Pennsylvania, Andre Reed Stadium. Our score, Shepherd 7, Kutztown 7 as we begin this second quarter. Nick Verzolini alongside me is Travis Smith. Down on the sideline is Dylan Bishop. And John Allerton on our main camera. Other cameramen are Caden Kemp and Braden Schaffner. And our on-site producer, Spencer Dupuis. Back in the studio, Colin McLaughlin, who you'll hear from at halftime. He'll have scores from the top 25 along with Marshall update, but Marshall's not in action. They don't play until they play Troy later on this evening. But just give you some scores at the half, so looking forward to that. But 7-7 our score here. Donnie Blaine and Kutztown have it 3rd and 2 from the 33-yard line. Blaine hands it off to Davis McNeil, and he finds a little bit of room and gets right at that 35-yard line before he's brought down on the play. It will be a first down for Kutztown. Impressive run.
And a generous spot. He ran behind his big guards pulling on that play. It looks like Holden Bears were using a pin and pull tactic. That's something that we'll see a lot of times out of that Rams offensive unit, where you have some of your offensive linemen down blocking, others pulling out to lead the way. And that time, Adam Case and Parker Zimmerowski were the big uglies out in front, clearing the way for McNeil Davis to pick up that first down.
Davis McNeil gets the carry, and he brings it across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Second down, and they're starting to find holes now, Travis, not only on those outside runs, but up the middle. As the Shepherd defense has really been on the field for a lot of this ball game. The only way Shepherd got on the board was with the pick six.
And Shepherd's defense is so aggressive in getting upfield. One of the things you can do to try to slow them down is to use a wham play. That's where you have a fullback or a tight end lined up in a wing position, and then they come across the middle and pick up that free defensive lineman. And Austin Moyer, the tight end for the Golden Bears, was able to come in, get a big block, and free him up for that big game.
What a catch here on the near sideline by Cap. And then he threw a stiff arm to add to it. First down, Kutztown. Looked like a tight end on that play, Travis.
He is a very physical wide receiver. You can see why they throw those underneath pass routes to him, because he's able to do so much with run after the catch. That's just a rare ability that you find in a wide receiver, of a guy that you're expecting to break tackles when you get the ball in his hands. Usually you do that to a tight end or a fullback, but if you got a wide receiver like Cap, works pretty good too.
1st and 10 from the 40-yard line for the Golden Bears. Donnie Blaine in the shotgun formation. Besides that interception, off to a pretty good start for Kutztown. They'll go play action, throw again to Cap. Cap tries to make a room, runs over Clayton Baden, but Baden was able to drag him down on the play. So if you get 85 going, I mean, we said it in the pregame. He really hasn't had a huge impact on the early part of this season, but he's a weapon that Kutztown needs to get going, and they found ways to get him the football here today.
And coming into today's game, 7 catches, 115 yards for 1 touchdown. Had 2 catches last week for 32 yards. So they're expecting a little bit more out of their first. Yeah. They're expecting a little bit more out of their all PSAC East first team wide receiver.
2nd and 3 from the 33 for the Golden Bears. Blaine will give it here to Jordan Davis, who gets tripped up by Keyshawn Haley and Journey Dunbar diving on top. So it'll be 3rd down and short for the Golden Bears.
And these are the type of situations that this Golden Bears offense wants to be in. They don't want to be 3rd and long. They don't want to be in those obvious passing situations, because that's where those pass rushers for that vaunted defensive front of the Shepherd Rams, that's when they really take control of the game. So if you're able to use quick passing, keep it where your offense is on schedule and not playing behind the chains, you can really neutralize those defensive ends.
Blaine will keep it himself, or if he does, he has the first down, but he'll throw anyway. Complete at the 20-yard line. It's Jake Novak hauling in the first down reception. That was an interesting-looking play, because I thought for certain Blaine was going to run, but then he just kept stretching to the outside and eventually found Novak there for the first down pickup.
And they used their previous run play to set it up where they motioned in cap, then they ran their zone off to the left and looked like it had the possibility for that zone read for the quarterback to pull it. They come right back to it. It is a zone read, but they send that wide receiver down the seam, and Blaine was able to extend the play just enough to get the ball to his open wide receiver.
Ravenel goes in motion from right to left. They'll go Davis McNeil. Davis McNeil doesn't find much room. Kyle Smith chases him down from the far side to make that tackle. It'll be 2nd and long, loss of 1 on the play, 2nd down and 11 for Kutztown.
Just a bit of a slower developing play that time. Looked like the Golden Bears trying to run a counter to the outside, and when you start pulling those offensive linemen, you're going to create lanes up front. And that's something that Rams defensive front is so good at doing, is penetrating into the backfield, and that's something that's going to kill a counter play every single time you get penetration to the backfield. And McNeil Davis wasn't able to break away that time from the Kyle Smith tackle.
Blaine throws incomplete, intended on the play for Alex McKenzie there, the tight end. And it'll be 3rd and 11 from the 22. Davis McNeil remains the back here for Kutztown. Cap and McKenzie, the receivers, here to the near side. Ravenel and Novak out there to the far side. 3rd and 11 for the Golden Bears from the 22. Donnie Blaine in the shotgun formation. Blaine looking for Cap. He's wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Kutztown.
And that was just a miscommunication that time in the secondary between Donnell Howard and Keyshawn Haley. Howard thinking that he has safety help over the top. It looked like a cover 2 coverage that time, and there's a gap between that corner that's setting up to take away the flat, and then that safety helping out over the top. Haley was slow in getting over the top, and Blaine showing tremendous arm strength that time, able to squeeze it into that window and get the ball to his first team wide receiver, Cap.
A 22-yard strike from Donnie Blaine to Jerome Cap makes it 13-7 Kutztown with 10:23 to go in this first quarter. The extra point is up. It's good. So Kutztown 14, Shepherd 7, 10:23 to go in this first quarter. We're back in 60 seconds. This is, or second quarter, excuse me. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Hi, this is Lauren from Orsini's right here in Martinsburg. Grilling is not just for the boys. We are a Platinum Traeger dealer carrying the Pro Series all the way up to the Timberline Series. We have every flavor of wood pellets along with accessories, rubs, sauces. Not just Traeger, we carry Utz, Meat Church, Lanes, and Dizzy Pig. We also carry a full line of Yeti products. Orsini's has everything to complete your backyard. Visit us at 360 Hack Wilson Way or at
Orsini's.com.
The Palace
Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be this football season. Join us Fridays for Martinsburg Bulldog games, Saturdays for Shepherd Rams and WVU games, and every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday nights for the NFL primetime games. We still have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. So come on in and enjoy the Palace Lounge. We're located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back to Andre Reed Stadium. Kutztown 14, Shepherd 7, and after the kickoff, Shepherd will have it at the 25-yard line. It very well could be a shutout right now, Travis. I mean, that pick six, the only reason the Rams are on the board right now, they had a blocked field goal after blocking a Kutztown punt, which set up Shepherd in really good field position, but had to settle for what would have been a 35-yard field goal. That kick was then blocked by Kutztown, and that's how we got to this point here at 14-7, 10:23 to go. And Kutztown, again, controlling a lot of the clock, just over 4.5 minutes on that previous drive to get on the board.
And the momentum has squarely been on the side of Kutztown. They showed some nerves early on, but they seem to have settled into a groove, and this Rams offense is yet to gain a foothold in today's game.
We'll see if last season's #1 offense in the country can get it going. Ronnie Brown doesn't find much room here on 1st and 10.
And you can see Ronnie Brown had more of a concerted effort to stay within the framework of the offense. That was something that he and the coaching staff, you could kind of tell they had some heated exchanges on the sideline. He's just a fiery player, and he was looking to do a little bit too much when he got the ball, and sometimes when you bounce it outside, you're going to create holding penalties because your offensive line are expecting you to go to a certain place, and you're not there. So this week you can see Ronnie Brown is really trying to stay true to the framework of the offense and get what the defense is giving it.
Gain of 2 on the play. It's 2nd down and 8. Bagent under some pressure. Throws incomplete. Flag on the play, intended on the pass for Brian Walker. We have a flag behind the line. Our second quarter brought to you on TV 10 by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution located at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. We have a holding going against Shepherd, so that will back the Rams up even more.
And that was a jailbreak that time. KU dialed up a huge blitz, and today's brought more people than the Rams offensive line can block. And this is a Rams offensive line that's looking to answer some questions. They got a lot of new faces and new places. And last week, Cal PA really supplied a lot of pressure, had 5 sacks on Tyson Bajan last week. Not too often that you see him getting roughed up that much. So still some questions up front for that young offensive line, but they are skilled, high IQ players, so you figure that they're going to get it figured out here eventually.
Bagent steps into this throw and sails it, intended for Brian Walker, the tight end. Shahir in the coverage. It'll be 3rd and long for Shepherd. It'll be 3rd down and 18. And you mentioned the O-line, Travis, heading into this season. Only Joey Fisher, the right tackle, and Adam Stilley, the center, had any starts before. So it's a very young group. They're learning. They're trying to get better each week. And Cal and Kutztown will make you better. Those are two of the better defenses in the PSAC. 9:33 to go in this second quarter. 14-7 Kutztown. Shepherd backed up here, 3rd and 18 from their own 17-yard line. Bagent this time has some time. Steps up in the pocket, now under pressure, and he is sacked. Coming through and getting the sack for the Golden Bears is Earl Vaz, the big D-line. And Shepherd will be forced to punt.
And that one, you can't put that one on the offensive line. He had a little bit of time to get that ball away. That was great coverage on the back end by that Golden Bears defensive unit. That is a coverage sack. You have a man like Anton Lloyd. He's able to lock up on Cook, and the other defensive backs able to take care of those other Rams wide receivers, and just Tyson Bajan had nobody to throw to on that play.
Well, Barrick will punt from the O in Kutztown in the end zone. Here's an end-over-end kick, and smacked right at midfield for the Rams. Coming up and making that hit was Isaiah Farmer. Might be a nominee for our Naeem Alexander again in on that hit. And he had it last week for our Cody's Body Shop collision of the game. He is a special teams beast.
And that's the way a young player can earn some time out there on the field. You want to catch the eye of one of your position coaches, go out there and start blowing people up on special teams, and you're going to start getting some more looks in practice at your normal position.
And
don't think against Anton Lloyd. He's one of the better kick returners and punt returners in the PSAC. Last week had a 49-yard punt return. So he's a dangerous man with the ball in his hand, so you certainly want to get down there and put a hat on him, and that's what Alexander was able to do.
We'll see. I mean, Alexander's a defensive back, and the secondary is very young, so there's opportunities potentially for him to step in and take a role here in midfield. Play action from Blades. Wide open. Jerome Cap is going to score 6. Touchdown, Kutztown on a 50-yard slant route. And it is now 20-7, Golden Bears. Wow, what a start for Kutztown and this offense. And Jerome Cap, I mean, you and I could have scored on that play, Travis.
It was just a sweet play fake that time by Blaine in the backfield. The defense sucks in, and they have Cap. They're doing a good job of moving him around and not giving him a similar look play after play. They're really putting pressure on that defense to try to identify where he was at. That time Cap was in the slot, so when that quarterback faked that zone read across, Cap was able to slip behind the defense, and Donnie Blaine again throwing a ball on the money.
The extra point is up and good. It's Kutztown 21, Shepherd 7. 8:41 to go in the first half. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back at 60.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Dorsey and Brown back deep for the Rams. It's 21-7 Kutztown. Ronnie Brown will take it from about 3 yards deep. Ronnie Brown's got some room to the outside if he can get a block. Brown hurdles a man at the 25. He's still on his feet. He gets another block in midfield. Ronnie Brown, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Shepherd. What a way for the Rams to respond. They get a defensive touchdown to tie the game at 7, and now down 21-7. They get a kickoff return of 103 yards from Ronnie Brown. 21-13, 8:26 to go in the first half.
If you're in need of a spark, Ronnie Brown is always there for you. Able to take it 2 yards deep from his own end zone. I'm sure most of the coaches will tell him, hey, leave that in there, let our offense do the work. But Ronnie Brown, he's a live wire. He gets the ball in his hands. He's going to try to make a play for his team. That's what he was able to do that time. Great blocks out in front for Ronnie Brown. He pretty much made that run untouched. So hats off to that Rams special teams unit. They cleared a path for Ronnie Brown, and he was able to take it the rest of the way.
Extra point up and good for Jacob Haney. Our score now, 21-14. Shepherd trails with 8:26 to go in the first half. We'll step aside for a 60-second break. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs. Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve. That's what we mean by treating you like family.
We welcome you back to Kutztown. This kickoff return fielded around the 7-yard line, taken out at about the 21, and that's where Kutztown will start after Ronnie Brown returns the kickoff for 6. And according to our sideline reporter, Dylan Bishop, Ronnie Brown going to the trainer's table after that kickoff return, so hopefully just maybe adjusting some already taped ankles or something like that.
And that's what it looks like. Looks like they're retaping that ankle.
That's good to hear. So.
And after that run, it looks like the ankle's in pretty good shape so far.
Yeah, that was incredible. I mean, Ronnie Brown fielded that from around the K in Kutztown, ended up taking it toward the Shepherd sideline.
To the other K.
To the other K. Went from one K to the other K for 6. An incredible kickoff return from Ronnie Brown. So Shepherd gets back into the ballgame here at 21-14, and they'll run it here. Not much room on the carry for Davis McNeil. Coming up on 8 minutes to go in this first half.
And the Golden Bears just looking for a sustained drive right here. You want to take that energy back away from that Rams sideline. So far in the early goings, it was all KU, but now Shepherd, after a couple big plays, a pick 6 for a touchdown. You have a big kick return for a touchdown. Now these Rams are starting to step a little bit more lively here in this drive.
Here's Davis McNeil on the carry, and that is a good play by the D-line again. It's Malik Holloway coming through to make the tackle along with Dwayne Grantham. Now bringing up 3rd and long. This is a huge 3rd down, I think, Travis, because as this game goes on and Kutztown continues to run the football, the defense has been on the field for the majority of this first half already for Shepherd, so they need to stop here, I think, to stay fresh.
You're seeing Holloway really just asserting himself in the running game here early on. Like we mentioned, struggled a little bit last week versus the run, was going up against a big offensive tackle this week. Holloway just looking to get back into that run game, being a complete defensive end that he is.
3rd and 7 for Blaine and the Golden Bears offense. Here's a throw. Novak fell down, and he came back and he made the catch. That's a first down, Kutztown, and Emilio Pena in coverage.
Novak, just an incredible play just to get back up, maintain his concentration, and pull in that catch for a first down. And you can see, although they're getting big plays in the passing game, they're not really trying to stretch it downfield other than that one pass to Cap. A lot of it's been underneath stuff, using hitches, and just taking that space that those Rams secondary is giving them.
Blaine is trying to keep, and he doesn't find much room. There's Holloway again all over the field. He might be looking for another one of those PSAC East Defensive Player of the Weeks if he keeps playing like this.
I don't think you challenge either Kyle Smith or Holloway with a zone read and you have your quarterback pull it, not unless you got the quarterback that Ferris State had. Like you're going to need like a high-end, like extremely mobile quarterback. Like you're just not going to get them on a conventional fake. You're going to need an exceptional running quarterback to beat those type of defensive ends. They're just too fast.
6 minutes to go before halftime, 21-14 Kutztown. Blaine hands it off to Davis McNeil. He runs into his own blocker, but still fights forward for a few.
Devin Lynch.
Pena in there along with Devin Lynch.
He just did a good job of just jamming the play up and allowing his teammates to rally to the football and make the play. But Devin Lynch, good job standing up a big old offensive lineman, not giving any type of running lanes to Davis McNeil.
3rd and 13 for Kutztown from the 29-yard line. 5.5 minutes and rolling to go for the Golden Bears. Lonnie Blaine in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side. See if Blaine can come down with another big 3rd down conversion. Kyle Smith provides pressure off the edge. Blaine steps up, though, and delivers a good strike over the middle. Complete. Making the reception on the play is Brandon Smith, and it's a first down, Golden Bears.
Usually those slower developing pass plays, you see Kyle Smith or Malik Holloway get home. At that time, Kyle Smith supplying the pressure, but Donnie Blaine standing in there and delivering a strike on that 3rd and long.
So 1st and 10 from the 45, back-to-back 3rd down conversions for Kutztown to extend this drive. The Golden Bears have had it for pretty much the entire first quarter, Travis. Actually, they have had it the entire first quarter from scrimmage because the only touch that Shepherd has is the kickoff return. Davis McNeil gets the carry, spins off one tackler, dragging defenders out to midfield. Haley coming up with the tackle, along with some help from Pena, along with, looked like, Donald Howard in there as well.
It looked like the Rams defense had him dead to rights in the backfield, but Davis McNeil able to hit the circle button, break that tackle, and pick up some big yards on first down, and that's just going to be huge for that Golden Bears offense that's going forward today. They have to win on first down to avoid putting themselves in those third and long situations because the Rams defense just do a good job, just such a good job of pressuring the quarterback.
6-yard carry on first down makes it 2nd and 4. Here's Blaine again. Davis McNeil right at the sticks is where he's brought down by Terry there on the play. And this will be another first down, I believe, for Kutztown. And it is.
All right, they're going to go ahead and give it to him. And they showed another wrinkle that time by the Golden Bears offense. How we mentioned that zone read and the quarterback pulling it, trying to get around the edge. That's probably not going to be a realistic option for you with the speed of Holloway and Smith. But what you can do if you want to give that zone read look is you fake the run up the middle and you have a wide receiver coming around on that end around. Now, a wide receiver is going to be fast enough to get the edge on those defensive ends, and that's just one more thing for that Rams defense to consider trying to take away that run game.
Play action for Blaine. Looks complete underneath to McKenzie. He's just short of the first down marker. Golden Bears continue to have success with these short, intermediate passes working against this Rams defense. The 2nd down and short for the Golden Bears.
And Blaine showing some patience on that one. When he rolled out, one, he didn't have pressure right in his face, so he was probably kind of surprised about that. But he allowed his tight end to run a little bit more to get some separation from the defender before he threw that pass, and that was a big gain on first down.
Moved the ball to the 37-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the first half. It's 21-14, Golden Bears. Davis McNeil stutter steps in the hole, has the first down to about the 34-yard line. Keyshawn Haley in on the tackle, along with Emilio Pena and Kevin Kauser for the Rams.
Maybe I'm just at at a odd angle up here in the booth, but these spots seem to be quite generous in favor of the Golden Bears.
I think you might be just at an odd angle, Travis.
I
think he had the sticks there. Might be because you're looking through two windows.
But that could be it.
That might affect your vision slightly. Let me get those glasses checked out on that first down and 10 here for
all
the
the
Golden
above.
Bears. Davis McNeil, a big hole, runs over a man at the 25-yard line. Terry, though, brings him down.
And McDowell also sticking his face in there for the stop.
Now Jordan Davis will run on for Kutztown, and these big first down carries there, 8 yards, 2 minutes, 13 seconds to go in this first half. And Kutztown, like I said, they've had it the whole second quarter because the only touch Shepherd has on the kickoff return. I mean, you like getting that quick score to get right back into the ball game, but the Golden Bears are really starting to grind this Shepherd defense. Here's Jordan Davis. He is stuffed. Coming through to make the play is Dwayne Grantham to stop Davis right there in the backfield. It'll be third down, another third down for Kutztown. We'll see what they draw up here, Travis. Both backs are in the ball game as they'll line up to the right and left of Donnie Blaine. So far, it hasn't been anything super complex from Kutztown, but they've had success throwing the football on third down.
But when you keep things simple, you keep things quick, and that's important to get the ball out of your hands of your quarterback so he doesn't have to face that pressure of Holloway and Smith coming in off the edge.
Davis goes in motion, third down and 5, throws complete again, right at the sticks for a first down. Jerome Cap there in on the reception. Cap continues to put together work. It's 1st and 10 for the Golden Bears. They continue to milk this clock as well. Just over a minute to go in the first half.
Kutztown just relying on their veteran wide receiver to find those soft spots in the zone.
Tommy Blaine throws complete. Jordan Davis underneath. He gets a block from Novak. Tries to spin off a tackler. Looks like that was McDowell flying in to make the tackle, so it'll be second down. And we have a timeout here, Travis. We'll go ahead and keep it here with it being second down and medium here. 47 seconds to go, 21-14 our score. And, I mean, Shepherd gets it to start the second half. Kutztown looking to at least get 3 here, Travis.
And it would be huge for them to be able to come away with some points off of this drive. And it's just been an impressive drive. They've done it through the air. They've done it through the ground. And this Rams defense is just struggling to come up with answers versus this balanced Golden Bears attack. Blaine, he's just been patient in the passing game and just really has done a good job of keeping that Rams defense off balance. I'm sure a lot of folks coming into today's game wasn't expecting this type of passing attack coming from the Golden Bears because there's nothing that you can see from their previous games. But like we mentioned in the pregame, there's just something about this matchup that brings out the absolute best of both of these teams. But right now the Rams are just having a hard time getting a foothold on defense. And with these long sustained drives, it's going to be difficult for the Rams offense to get into a rhythm to try to put some points on the board and climb back into this game.
Our score here in this ball game, 21-14, 48 seconds to go in the first half. Donnie Blaine in the shotgun formation. Jordan Davis, the back to the left of Blaine. Second down for Kutztown. Cap and Novak, the receivers here to the near side. Blaine has time, rolls to the right, throws and incomplete. Good coverage down the field for the Rams. Interesting that they roll Blaine out to the right there with Cap, his number one guy, lined up to the left. Would have been a tough throw to make if he was able to get open. But third down here, Travis, 3rd and 8 from the 21.
Rolling him out to the short side of the field, so he doesn't have a lot of turf to work with over there. And he had the hitch. It was open early, but he was looking for a little bit more. You got to stick with what you've been having success with. Take the short underneath stuff and trust your wide receivers to make an athletic play after they get the ball in their hands.
Blaine looking for Cap, or Novak this time, in and out of his hands, incomplete. Pena in coverage. It'll be 4th down, so Kutztown will try a field goal here.
And Kutztown likes that wheel route down in the red zone. That time Novak lined up as that inside wide receiver in the trips left look. You had the 2 outside wide receivers running slants to the inside. They want to pull those corners with him, so that safety has to travel that much further to play over the top and take away that wheel route. It was a good throw, just Novak wasn't able to bring it in. Good defense that time by the Rams.
Coppolino on to attempt a 38-yard field goal. It's up, and it is no good. That's a big miss there for the Golden Bears, and Shepherd ends up getting a stop right before halftime. Keep this at a 7-point game, Travis, and the Rams get it to start the second half. They have 32 seconds. We'll see what they do. I mean, they have all 3 of their timeouts.
You got the Harlan Hill Award winner.
Yeah, you might as well try to push it, I think, a little bit here. I mean,
you want to try to get something positive to go into halftime.
Yeah, probably not going to, I don't think, throw it. I think maybe if you get a nice run here on first down, then maybe you try to get some points before halftime, but don't want to risk anything if you get in the ball to start the second half. First down and 10 for the Rams, and they will throw it. So Bajan looking to throw, complete to Ronnie Brown, nearly falls down. Brown brought down by Justice and Wary on the play, and that burned a lot of time there. Ronnie Brown in that situation, probably better for him to just go down if he's not going to break through. There's 14 seconds left. Shepherd takes the timeout. But there are flags on the play as well around the 10-yard line. It's going to be roughing the passer against Kutztown. So that would give Shepherd the first down and kind of gets you what I hinted at earlier. If you're able to run the ball and maybe get a big hole, but only 14 seconds due to Shepherd taking a lot of time on that last play.
I think the last thing you want to do is get Agent upset So, no pun intended, Kutztown may have poked the bear. When you go back there, you get a late hit on the quarterback. You give them a fresh set of downs. You give them better field position. Like we mentioned, they still have 3 timeouts, 20 seconds left. And we already know that Tyson Bajan can pull off some heroics on this field. So I don't know if you want to give him an extra opportunity by getting a late hit on the quarterback.
Yeah, that moves it all the way to the 41-yard line. Bajan in the offense with trips to the far side. Marlon Cook here to the near side. And we got another whistle.
And this is a look that Shepherd doesn't face a whole lot. Most teams go with that too high safety look. They try to play off, keep everything in front of them. But Kutztown is one of the few teams that can match up man-to-man with this Rams offensive unit. They have the single high safety. When you have a corner like Anton Loy out on the edge, it can give you a little bit more, give you more options as far as what you can do as far as your coverage.
1st and 10 for the Rams from the 41. Bajan throws. Caught by Morgan. Morgan sheds off one tackler, but then trips up around the 44-yard line. Timeout Shepherd.
Lloyd able to come up, get just enough of Morgan to keep him from getting more yards after the catch.
So Shepherd has 1 timeout remaining. 14 seconds to go. Actually, I believe they still have 2 because of the penalty. They didn't need to call a timeout on that previous play. So Rams trail 21-14, 14 seconds to go. And it was a chance at a pretty big play there if Morgan was able to shed off that tackler, but couldn't. So if you can get it inside the 40, I mean, we've seen Haney hit from 42 this year. So I would presume he can probably hit from, and it was a pretty good kick, probably 45, 47 is what we're looking at if you're going to try one for the max for Jacob Haney. I would imagine maybe longer, but that's just based on what we've seen in a game this season. But before all that, you're still on the Kutztown side of the field here, or on your own side of the field, I should say, at the 44-yard line. 2nd down and 7 for the Rams. 14 seconds to go before halftime. Bajan has time, throws downfield, complete to Marlon Cook. 1st down, a flag comes in, and that's where I initially thought the ball was going, which was Ryan Beach streaking down the middle of the field, and then I saw him got tripped up, so we'll have a pass interference on this as well.
Well, on that play, Ryan Beach was more of a decoy. He was there to take the top off the defense, and Cook able to work in underneath of him. That secondary not wanting to get burned deep, put their hands on Ryan Beach. That's somebody that has tremendous amount of athleticism but has yet to really get on track. Had 3 touchdowns in that first game of the season, but really not the big yards that we're expecting out of him. Here's a player that had over 1,000 receiving yards last year while winning the PSAC Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not certain, but I know Ryan Beach didn't play in the scrimmage, so it's possible that he was dealing with an injury in the preseason, and maybe he's just now getting back and still trying to get to 100%. I mean, we don't have a confirmation on that, but we know he didn't play in the scrimmage, so there was something at that time that was at least bothering him enough for them to hold him out.
And we also have eyes, and we've noticed that he has not played up to the standard that he established last year. And another thing that you can also factor in is that opposing defenses now have a year's worth of game tape on him. So now they're going to be able to tailor their coverages and their strategies to his strengths to try to slow him down a little bit, because we know he can absolutely terrorize defenses if you're not out there taking care of him. And when you have a complement, well, Cook is more of the main guy right now, and Beach is the complement. So now he is kind of a role reversal for him. He's not going to be that wide receiver that Tyson Bajan is going to lean on. Cook has kind of emerged in that role here in the early goings of the season.
We kind of saw that toward the end of last season. Teams at least focused on Ryan Beach a lot more. And with some of the performances we've seen, I mean, you can't hide number 9 anymore, as we have a Kutztown timeout following the Shepherd timeout. I mean, teams are aware of him. He's obviously put up enough big games for that to be the case. So
yeah, no, he's not sneaking up on anybody anymore.
And it's not like he didn't have a big game to begin the year. 3 touchdowns in week 1. Didn't have a huge yardage total, but I mean, he's been a factor in this offense still, even with the kind of slow start for him in terms of yardage. But 21-14 our score. 8 seconds to go here before halftime. Shepherd has it at the Kutztown 42-yard line. It's a first down and 10 for the Rams. Tyson Bajan in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers come to this near side for the Rams, and Cook, Walker, and Foray, and then Ryan Beach to the far side. Bajan looking deep, rolling to the right, throwing near side, incomplete, intended for Alfonso Foray. That was right before halftime. That's the final play of the half anyway, so even if Foray made the catch, I don't believe Shepherd would have enough time on the clock to kick a field goal, but we also have a penalty holding on the Rams. That is declined, and we're at the half. And we'll get it to Dylan Bishop whenever he is ready with the head coach of the Shepherd University Rams, Ernie McCook.
Here with Coach McCook. Your offense won't get any points up on the board in the first. And what needs to change to get yourselves in the end zone in the second half?
We just have to get in rhythm. We have to get in rhythm. We've got to get the defense off the field. We got to control the ball offensively and make some plays, get the ball in the end zone.
Defense got you a stop before the second half, before the end of the half there, but they were able to pass the ball on you a bit. What did you like from your defense? What needs to change?
We need to make some adjustments. You know, Cap is a great player.
All right, Nick, back up to you.
Thank you, Dylan and Coach McCook. Our score here at the half: Shepherd trails Kutztown 21-14. We'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have the Mansion Freddie Law Firm halftime show. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Hagerstown Ford continues to be your leader in car sales up and down the I-81 corridor. We will beat any and all competitors' prices, and we've made buying a new car easier than ever with one-day delivery better than Amazon and a return policy better than Walmart. Your satisfaction is our guarantee. If you don't like it, simply return it and we'll come pick it up. No questions asked. Why would you shop anywhere else? At Hagerstown Ford, we take great pride in our community and supporting our local student athletes. That's why Hagerstown Ford is the official car dealership of Shepherd Rams quarterback Tyson Bagent. Our remote buying process has made new car shopping so easy, you'll never even set foot in a dealership. Simply go to HagerstownFord.com and click on the car you want to buy it, or use the Axle Auto app. It's that easy. You can order your new car on any device. Go to HagerstownFord.com and get your new car signed, sealed, and delivered from Hagerstown Ford.
We're at the half. Time for a scoring recap, stats and analysis, scores from around the PSAC and Super Region 1, the Division 1 Top 25, and the latest on the West Virginia University Mountaineers and Marshall University Thundering Herd. Let's get it started as we go back to the field and rejoin our TV 10 broadcast team.
We welcome you back to Kutztown, Pennsylvania. Our score here at the half: Kutztown 21, Shepherd 14. Nick Verzolini alongside me is Travis Smith here at the half on the Mansion Freddie Law Firm halftime show. Mansion Freddie Law Firm is located in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to WVJusticeLawyers.com PSAC.com. We'll now get into our first half stats. We'll start with the Golden Bears, and we talked about it. They had it for the entire second quarter for the most part there until the final minute or so. Kutztown holds it in total in terms of possession time, 22 minutes and 22 seconds of that first half. Shepherd just 7 minutes, 38 seconds. But they have 2 touchdowns, and neither of those touchdowns were scored offensively. A pick 6 from Clayton Batten on a 28-yard interception return and a 100-yard kickoff return for Ronnie Brown to spark the scoring for Shepherd, but the offense hasn't really done anything. It could be a 21-0 shutout here at halftime, but thanks to the special teams and thanks to the defense, Shepherd's on the board.
Well, there's 3 phases of the game, and the offense can carry you all the time, so it's good to see that the Rams defense and special teams able to step up. We were talking about coming into today's game, expecting that special teams unit to be the weakest link among the 3, but they have stepped up and really saved the hide of the Rams here in the early goings. And not too often and not too many teams can boast that they can hold the Rams scoreless in an entire half of football. So you know that group's going to go into halftime and make some adjustments. But the thing is, it's not so much they're doing that they're out of sync. It's what the Golden Bears offense is able to do is hold on to the football. Just the time of possession, they're not letting that Rams offensive unit get into a rhythm. And when you have that RPO-based system and you have a quarterback that's accurate, that's something that's essential. And, again, we still have a young wide receiving core with this Rams offense, so chemistry is still being worked on, it's still being developed, but when you don't have the ball in your hands, it's kind of difficult to do that. And then again, hats off to that Golden Bears defensive unit. That secondary is probably among the best that you're going to see in the PSAC, and they've had an excellent game plan, and they've stuck to their guns so far today.
And Daryl Davis McNeil has gotten the majority of the first half carries. And you look at the average there, only 2.9 yards per carry. So, I mean, Shepherd's doing a pretty good job of stacking it up for the most part, but it's Kutztown sticking with it. We've seen teams in the past abandon the run because the Rams are a pretty good run defense typically, and number 2, you usually find yourself down against Shepherd where you feel the need to throw the ball all over the place to have success, and that's not the case for Kutztown today. While they're not having a great rushing attack, when you look at the averages, they're sticking with it. They're having some efficient runs on first down. 3 yards on first down isn't the end of the world. That puts you at a 2nd and 7 where you can get that first down relatively easily with 2 plays to do it. And Daryl Davis McNeil here at the half, 18 of the 24 carries for 53 yards and a touchdown run. Jordan Davis, 4 carries, 18 yards. A long of 17 for him in that first half. And then the first half for Donnie Blaine has been better than his entire season, it seems like. 14 of 19, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception for him. And a big credit to that is Jerome Cap, who's having himself an unbelievable first half. 6 catches, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns. Obviously that 50-yard touchdown in there. 75 yards after the catch is big too, Travis.
And you nailed it perfectly. Donnie Blaine, you look at his numbers coming into today's game, 24 of 50, that's 48% for 290 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. So, yeah, he's pretty much matched his output in today's game. You talked about Jerome Cap coming into today's game, only 7 catches, 115 yards, and 1 touchdown coming into today's game. So they have chosen the right game as their breakout game of this 2022 season. And you mentioned the running game not getting gaudy, eye-popping numbers, but that's the beautiful thing about the run game. It pays dividends that doesn't necessarily show up in the stat sheet. It wears out the defense. It eats up clock. It keeps your offense on schedule. And most importantly, what the Golden Bears offense has been able to take advantage of, the play-action pass.
It's true, and Jake Novak having some nice catches underneath as well. 3 catches for 28 yards. Curtis Ravenel, 2 catches, 52 yards. Brandon Smith, 1 catch for 16 yards. And then on the Shepherd side of things, the Rams have 14 points and have only ran 19 total offensive plays for 65 yards. Kutztown has ran 43 plays for 299 yards. And we look at some individual numbers. Ronnie Brown has the kickoff return, but Offensively, 3 carries for 10 yards. Blake Hartman, 2 carries for 4 yards. Tyson Bajan is 7 of 13 for 58 yards. Marlon Cook, 2 catches, 18 yards. Ronnie Brown, 2 catches, 9 yards. Kenny Edlin, 1 catch for 16 yards. Brian Walker, 1 catch for 12 yards. It's just been a weird offensive day for Shepherd, where they haven't had a whole lot of opportunities, but also when they've had opportunities, never really got anything going.
And Tyson Bajan, most of the time at the half, he usually has game numbers at the half, and that's not the case today. And at a certain point, you have to ask yourself a question. You don't want to take anything away from the Golden Bears and what they've been able to do today, but the Rams just kind of seem like they have a hangover from that overtime thriller that they had last week against Cal PA. They seem to be a bit flat. They're not quite in rhythm, and I wonder how much that tough game going to the extra frame last week has kind of bled into this a little bit in today's game, because they really don't seem like themselves. But, again, you don't want to take away anything from Golden Bears because they've come out swinging.
To be fair, too, Travis, the offense didn't seem like itself until 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter last week, really.
That is true.
I mean, Bajan had the yardage numbers, but they weren't scoring. They weren't super efficient until the end of the ball game, and they needed to. So it's kind of a continuous thing since Shepherd's gotten into PSAC play against really some of the top teams in the conference. So we'll see if the second half, I mean, you're only down 7. Despite all the negatives offensively, you're right in this ball game, and you have the best player in the country. So we'll see how things play out here in the second half. We will take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from Colin McLaughlin in the studio. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
You've been in an accident. The choice of a lawyer may be the biggest decision you make for you and your family's future. At Mansion Ferretti, we offer a free consultation and no fees until we win your case. Call us today and protect your future. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC. At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Think you are too busy working to earn your degree? Think again. Shepherd University is now offering online degree programs. You can earn a master's degree online in curriculum and instruction or a Master of Business Administration. And registered nurses can complete their BSN online too. Learn how to take the next step in your career at shepherd.edu/online radio. Earn your MBA or Master of Arts in Curriculum and Instruction. Learn more at shepherd.edu/online radio.
Welcome into the halftime scoreboard show. Colin McLaughlin here for TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube is at the half. It is Kutztown leading Shepherd by a score of 21-14 as the Rams offense still trying to find itself and get a touchdown, because the 2 touchdowns for Shepherd so far been a pick 6 and a kickoff return, respectively. Let's get some scores from around the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference now, starting with at the half between Millersville and Westchester. And it's Millersville on the road against the Golden Rams of Westchester, in the lead by a score of 14-5. So Millersville on top of Westchester in search for its first win of the year. Also at the half, it is California of PA dominating Edinboro at the half by a score of 35-7. Still in the first quarter, 5:19 left. it is Gannon leading Clarion by a score of 10-7. And kicking off at 2 p.m., it will be Shippensburg taking on Bloomsburg. And then at 4 p.m. tonight, it's Mercyhurst at IUP, and Seton Hill is at Slippery Rock at 6 p.m. Those are your Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference scores and games for today. Let's now go into Division I football and look at some scores in the NCAA Top 25. A minute 15 left in the second quarter between number 1 Georgia and Kent State, and Georgia in the lead by a score of 19-13. Michigan possibly on upset alert. It's still early, though. 2:34 left to go in the second quarter, but Maryland in the Big House at number 4 Michigan. The Terrapins lead the Wolverines 13-10. 2:55 to go in the second quarter. It's number 5 Clemson hanging on to a 3-point lead against number 21 Wake Forest, 17-14. And with 1:05 left in the second, it is number 14 Penn State leading Central Michigan 21-14. Just hitting halftime, it's number 17 Baylor leading Iowa State 17-14. Also at the half, it's number 24 Pittsburgh leading Rhode Island 24-14 as well. Those are your games currently going on in the top 25 of NCAA Division I football, and some PSAC scores as well. Again, it is Kutztown leading Shepherd 21-14 at the half for this game that we have on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. I'm Colin McLaughlin, and we'll take another 2-minute break and send it back to Kutztown for the second half with Nick and Travis.
With Honda, every summer adventure is the destination. Take your adventures even farther with Honda, America's most fuel-efficient full-line automaker. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.9% APR on a 2022 Honda Civic and a 3.9% APR on a 2022 Accord or 2023 HR-V.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI based on EPA estimate of MY20 full-line automaker fleet-wide fuel economy 2021 EPA Automotive Trends Report.
Hello? We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve. That's what we mean by treating you like family.
We welcome you back to Kutztown University Andre Reed Stadium. Here on a beautiful day for college football. Nick Verzolini alongside me is Travis Smith. Shout out to our crew, Spencer Dupuy, our on-site producer. Down on the sideline, Dylan Bishop on camera today. John Alderton along with Braden Schaffner and Caden Kemp. Thanks to all those guys for being a big part of this production and helping us bring this game to you. Of course, Colin McLaughlin back in the studio for his halftime scoreboard update. Some big games going on in Division I football. Right now, Kent State is right in it with Georgia. Number 1 Georgia struggling against the Golden Flashes of Kent State. So an interesting score there at the half, but In our ball game, Travis, it's Kutztown 21, Shepherd 14. Golden Bears holding on to a 7-point lead. It will be Shepherd football when we come back to start the second half, Travis. And what are some things that you think Shepherd can do to get this offensive spark? Because they're having issues with, it seems like, timing with the receivers and just not a whole lot of big plays for the Rams.
I think they need to settle down and do what they've been doing well all season long. Just you want to try to get Ronnie Brown established in the running game, and I know they've trying to put some constraints on him because he was doing a little bit too much and trying to bounce plays out. But sometimes you just got to let a wild horse be a wild horse and hand the ball off to him and hope that he's going to be able to do something well for you. But right now in the passing game is that the Rams haven't been able to get anything as far as run after the catch. You want to look at a huge disparity. Right now, the Shepherd Rams offensive unit, as far as their receivers are concerned, 3 total yards as far as yards after the catch. Conversely, you look over at the Golden Bears, 123 yards after the catch. So if you want to look at the difference, that's one that jumps out to me like right off the page. So those Rams receivers, they've got to run their routes and be in the spots they're expected to be in, because you know you have a quarterback that's going to get you the ball on time and accurate. So you've got to hold up your end and make some plays after you get that ball in your hands. And right now that hasn't been the case for that Rams wide receiving core so far.
And it's interesting because pretty much every season of Tyson Bajan's career, he's had different receivers to work with. Obviously, it's college football, so guys graduate each year and then leave the team. But also, like, there hasn't really been one guy that's been with him his whole time or anything like that. It's been a different year, different group. 22 different receivers have caught a touchdown from Tyson Bajan in his 4-year career, including some of the guys this year that have caught one. But this group, while it's had its moments of greatness, it's also had some, I think, disappointing moments in terms of getting those guys a lot of big plays. And I think it's a talented group. We just haven't really seen the talent consistently be displayed.
And the thing that we haven't seen displayed a lot is chemistry. There's been a lot of times where Tyson Bajan is waiting for his wide receivers to break open. They haven't been there. Just think back to last week during the Cal PA game at the very end, where there was an exchange between Tyson Bajan and Ryan Beach as far as getting lined up. They had to take a delay of game on that at the end of the game. So it's just something where it's not coming naturally. And also you have to think, not only is this a new cast of wide receivers, there's also a new offensive coordinator.
And a new offensive line for the most part.
New offensive line, so it's a lot of moving parts, and it's hard to get all of those guys on the same page at the same time.
Well, we'll see if Shepherd can do it in the second half, because despite that, it's only a 7-point ball game here, 21-14. The Kutztown defense, a veteran group, we've seen them give Shepherd issues in the past, even when you had a veteran team surrounding Tyson Bajan. So the Rams will get the ball to start this second half. And like we say all the time, too, Travis, if you have number 2 back there, quarterback, you got a chance. He's the best player in the country for a reason, and it's only a 7-point deficit for Shepherd. But it will be the Rams' ball to begin this second half, which helps a lot. If you can come out here and get 6, tie this ball game up with the extra point, it's a brand new game, and it can really go either way at that point. So it's an important first drive here to begin the second half.
And it'll be the first time that the Rams have really just been able to exhale. Seem like they've been playing tight, really not focused, kind of distracted coming into today's game. Not sure how much that tight, close, hard-fought game versus Cal PA is kind of leached into this game, where it doesn't seem like the Rams coming in with the type of focus that we're used to seeing. But if they're able to pull even, it might be just the thing that they need to kind of relax and get back to playing their style of football.
Interesting here, Blake Hartman and Ronnie Brown back deep, opposed to the normal Ronnie Brown and Rodney Dorsey back there for the Rams. And Brown will let it go into the end zone for a touchback. So Shepherd will start at its own 25-yard line to begin this second half, as our second half kickoff sets up the Rams offense at the 25-yard line. The second half kickoff is brought to you by the Neon Moon Tavern on Shepherdstown Road, located at 4529 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg. and the host of Monday Night Mayhem every Monday night from 6 to 8 p.m. Spencer Dupuis, Colin McLaughlin joined at the Neon Moon by the head coach of Shepherd University Rams, Ernie McCook, and Tyson Bajan. Bajan throws first pass of the second half is complete for a first down underneath to Brian Walker, one of the veterans in this passing attack for Shepherd. The tight end picks up the first down for the Rams, and that's a good start.
The Rams look like they're trying to go tempo here to start off the second half, up to the line quickly. Let's see if that can change up the momentum and get them into a rhythm a little bit here to early goings.
Bajan in the offense, 1st and 10 from the 37. Bajan dumps it down underneath. There's Walker again, but this time he's wrapped up almost immediately on the play by Tyler Wary, the inside linebacker coming over to make that play in coverage. So it'll be 2nd and long for Shepherd, as this second half just getting started for the Rams. No gain on the play. Ball stays at the 37-yard line. Brown, the back to the right of Bajan on 2nd down. Bajan throws underneath. There's Walker again. I believe he's going to be a yard short of that first down marker.
And that was very similar to the play that Jerome Cap scored on. Just that quick zone fake of the running back working across the quarterback's fake, and then you throw that seam pass, and it's just a tough play to stop. Usually you'll see it the way the Rams just did it, where that pop pass goes to the tight end, but what the Golden Bears were able to do is move Cap into that position, Jerome Cap into that position, and that's what gave him that big play early on. So you're starting to see the Rams taking a play out of the taking a play out of the playbook for the Golden Bears.
Bajan looks underneath, incomplete. Intended for Ryan Beach. Good coverage on the play from Cam Wolf. And on 3rd and 1 now, 4th and 1, we'll see what Shepherd elects to do. The ball is on the Shepherd 46-yard line. It's hard to imagine that they'll necessarily go for it, but it is Shepherd. So we never really know. You have Bajan, and
it's 4th and a long one.
What would you do here, Travis? Would you punt the football? Looks like Shepherd's going to call timeout, which I don't know about that either. This early in the second half, I think you punt.
Yeah, I'm like, and Tyson Bajan is an accomplished punter, so it could be something, a quick kick where they're not able to get their return set up. They do have Anton Lloyd, who is quite dangerous in the punt return game. So if you're able to line up, Tyson Bajan doesn't like what he sees. He's able to get off the quick punt, and maybe you flip the field and put your defense in a good position to back up that Golden Bears offense close to their offensive line. But you kind of tip your hand when you call a timeout, like, we need to get this. But it's a gamble. It's a long one. You're still in your own territory, but you got to put the ball in the hands of your playmakers, and you got to take what you're going to get.
Yeah, I never love to see a team call a timeout to punt the football. So hopefully Shepherd is going for it out of the timeout, and they are. Because if you're going to call a timeout, you just decide to punt. What was the point of the timeout? You didn't discuss anything, but Shepherd is going to go for it here on 4th down and 1. Bajan in the shotgun formation. Brown is the back to the left. It's a long one for the Rams. They give it to Ronnie Brown. He fights forward, dives across, and will have the first down easily, really, there after where he ended up. It looked like initially that maybe he was going to be stopped, but it ends up being a 3-yard pickup. So Shepherd picks up the first down, and I like that they're trusting Ronnie Brown to get to the sticks.
And Ronnie Brown showing good situational awareness, not resisting his natural urge to bounce it outside. He knew what he needed. He picked up that first down and gives his team another chance to put some points on the board.
1st and 10 from the 49. Bajan pumps once, now looks underneath to Ryan Beach, and he drops the football. Not certain if that bounced before it got to Beach or if he couldn't haul it in at all, because it was a low pass and Beach's back was to us, so kind of tough to tell from our angle, but I do believe he dropped it. 2nd down and 10 from the 49. Just under 13 minutes to go in this third quarter. Bajan in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, or 2 to the near and 1 to the far, excuse me. Brown gets the carry, takes it into Kutztown territory. Stacked up there at the line of scrimmage, leading the charge for the Golden Bears. Looks to be Janari Carroll there on the inside. Excuse me, not Carroll. That was Jake Davis. Carroll plays for Shepherd. Had my 92s mixed up. 3rd down and 7 for the Rams. Ball at the 48 of Kutztown. Play action. Bajan throws for Marlon Cook right at the sticks. Lloyd in coverage. Brings the ball to the 40-yard line. That will be a first down for Shepherd. After picking up the first down there, and the Rams move it now deeper into Kutztown territory.
Lloyd giving up a lot of size to Cook, but don't let that fool you. Anton Lloyd, very dangerous defensive back, and he kind of jumped on Cook's back like a backpack that time.
1st and 10 from the 40, under 12 minutes to go in this third quarter, I should say. 21-14 Kutztown. Bajan has all day to throw, throws underneath, behind, but complete to E.J. Morgan. Morgan gets a nice block from Ryan Beach, steps out of bounds at the 26-yard line. It's a first down, Shepherd.
And you see what that Rams offense is attacking here in the early part of the second half. They're doing a lot of drags across the middle, having wide receivers and tight ends go about 5 yards, about linebacker depth, and working their way across the offensive formation. They've noticed something in the first half, the way the Golden Bears are dropping those linebackers out in pass coverage. If you can send something in underneath of it, you might be able to pick up some easy yards, and that's what Morgan was able to do.
1st and 10 from the 26. Bajan looking to run. Dives inside the 25-yard line. Impressive run there from Bajan after it looked like really nothing was going to be there. Wary coming up to make the tackle.
And on that one, Tyson Bajan, one of the few times that he misses an open wide receiver. Alfonso Foray was running a deep post, was wide open, but Bajan not able to pick him up.
11 minutes to go. Go in this third quarter. Shepherd moving the football down to the 23-yard line. Pick up a 3 on the plate. Bajan throws complete to Brian Walker. Walker tackle on the play by Ware, along with Jalen DeVos in on that tackle.
And the Rams offense making them pay for dropping those linebackers out in coverage. They're very good in pass coverage. They're very good playing in space. So when they vacate out of there and they're fast and they're athletic, you send somebody in there to replace them, and that's what the Rams have made hay on here in the early second half.
1st and 10 from the 13. Bajan throws complete to Ryan Beach. Beach makes a man miss. Gets hit out of bounds around the 6-yard line. Wolf in on that tackle. So Ryan Beach getting involved here in the red zone for Shepherd as the Rams look to tie things up. Trail at 21-14. 10 minutes and 10 seconds and counting to go in this third quarter. Shepherd with a good long drive to begin this third quarter too, which is something we haven't seen to this point in the ball game. So 2nd down and about 3 for Shepherd. Bajan in the shotgun formation with 2 receivers to the far side. Bajan takes the snap, looks, throws underneath. Ryan Beach has a touchdown, Shepherd. 21-20 now our score with 9:45 to go in this third quarter. Ryan Beach just sat underneath, was wide open for 6, and the Rams get back on the board with their first offensive score of the day to make it a 1-point ball game with the extra point running on.
Good play designed that time by the Rams. They had their wide receivers kind of pulled in tight to the formation, making you think that maybe they wanted to attack the edge with some type of corner route. That wasn't the case. Ryan Beach fakes like he's going to go out towards the sidelines, reverse pivots, works his way back into the middle, and that's what the Rams have been able to do on this drive, is really attack the Golden Bears over the middle.
Jacob Haney's extra point is up and good. And Shepherd ties it at 21 with 9:45 to go in this third quarter. We'll step aside for our first break of the second half. Shepherd 21, Kutztown 21. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve. That's what we mean by treating you like family.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsini's.com.
21 all our score with 9:45 to go in this third quarter, and Kutztown returns the kickoff. There's Farmer coming up and making the hit for Shepherd as Kutztown will take over. So the Rams go 75 yards on the opening drive of the second half to get the 6-yard touchdown pass from Beach to Bajan. Our scoring drive summaries are brought to you by Jason Barrett for State Senate. Vote to cut the car tax. Vote Jason Barrett in November. It's 1st down and 10 for Kutztown. They'll take over at the 22-yard line. And Donnie Blaine, this offense, Travis, having their best passing game already of the season, and only a half of football has been played. So Blaine and the offense take over here, 1st down and 10. They'll start, though, with Davis McNeil running to the outside, and that's blown up. Shepherd doing a good job of stretching that one out. Dwayne Grantham coming up with the tackle along with Devin Lynch.
And that's the risk that you run going up against this speedy defense is when you start pulling offensive linemen, you're going to create lanes, and those linebackers are able to shoot those gaps, readjust their hips, and really locate that ball carrier in the backfield. It's just tremendous speed on that defensive unit for the Rams.
2nd down and 11 now after the loss of 1 on the play from the 21-yard line. Blaine looking deep down the far sideline, incomplete. Flag comes flying in. Looks like Harrison in coverage there on the play. Pass intended for Rabnell.
And the thing that may have been the aspect that drew that penalty was that the defensive back didn't get his head around. I don't think that there was a lot of contact, but there was enough contact to get the referee's attention. But I think what drew the penalty was that the defensive back didn't get his head around. He made no effort to locate the ball or make a play on the ball, and that's going to be an easy call for the referees to make. Because we've seen here in the past couple of seasons, these PSAC officials, they let them play. They're not too quick to call pass interference. But when you do something like that where there is some contact and you don't get your head around, that's going to be an easy call for the officials to make.
And that's a huge penalty because it would have been a 3rd and 11 for Kutztown. Instead, it's a 1st down and 10 from the 36 after the 15-yard penalty. So Blaine takes the snap. There's Davis McNeil on the carry. He fights forward for a few, gets out to about the 39-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play. Will bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Golden Bears.
And Dunbar able to corral the running back, and you saw the hole open up briefly, but again, that Rams defensive unit, especially in the front 7, you might be able to catch them off the snap, but they are so quick to react and adjust, it's not going to be there very often. And Dunbar showing some swiftness there in traffic.
They give him 2 on the play, so 38-yard line. Blaine takes the snap. Flag comes flying in from the near sideline. It's going to be a false start against Kutztown, so that'll back him up 5.
And they had quite a few of those in the first half. They have a lot of motions and shifts in the offense, and you run the risk of guys not being set quite long enough. When you're moving people around like that, you're going to have those type of issues from time to time.
Great crowd here at Andre Reed Stadium. Home side mainly full, the away side a few gaps here and there, but a pretty good crowd. For this Saturday afternoon contest between Shepherd and Kutztown. I mean, this was the regional championship game a year ago, and it has a chance to maybe even be that again this year with these two talented teams, as Donnie Blaine will hand it off to Davis McNeil, and he gets smacked by Devin Lynch. Does those still get a solid pickup on the play? I mean, that's just a hard running back there to bring down in Davis McNeil, even though his size isn't, I guess, height and weight-wise, at least what they list him as, doesn't appear to be super intimidating, but then you see him and he runs hard. He's definitely got a Good power to him.
I'm saying he certainly punches above his weight. Like we mentioned, 5'11", 195. He's compact, and he has a low center of gravity, so it's like trying to tackle a bowling ball.
They might lie about it, his height and weight, too. You never know. You might want to make him look a little slimmer. As Blaine throws incomplete there. And that will bring up 4th down. So that's a big stop for the Shepherd defense after taking a long drive down the field to get on the board. Shepherd gets a stop here with 7:12 to go in this third quarter. And we'll get the football back as Rodney Dorsey will be back deep to return for the Rams. And the second punt of the day for Kutztown. The first one was blocked. Nathan Millard will punt it for the Golden Bears. Dorsey standing at around the 25. Now takes a few steps back as here's the punt. It's a low kick. Will bounce at the 25. Dorsey will chase it down at around the 10-yard line before being forced out of bounds. So pretty good punt. And Shepherd will take over on its own 10-yard line. But that first drive of the second half definitely gave you a lot of confidence, Travis.
Fantastic start for Shepherd here in the second half. They get the ball first, march right down the field, punch it in. Ryan Beach gets noticed for the first time today, and he's able to score a touchdown. Then the defense comes out. They give them a first down due to a penalty, but then they're able to come out, and basically it's 3 and out, and you get the ball back in the hands of Tyson Bajan. So a very good start for this Rams football team.
7:04 to go in this third quarter. Bajan and the Rams back on the field in the shotgun formation is Tyson. With Ronnie Brown in the backfield, play action. Brown throws wide open. Ryan Beach. Beach cuts it back at the 35. Out to about the midfield, out to the 45-yard line before he's finally thrown down. It's a gain of 35 on the play for Ryan Beach. There's an explosive play on the redshirt side.
And those are the type of vertical plays that Shepherd fans were coming into this season expecting to see out of Beach. And like you mentioned, maybe now he's starting to work himself a little bit more back into football shape, getting a little bit more familiar with this offense and the new offensive coordinator.
Bajan hands it off to Ronnie Brown. Brown running far side, doesn't get much room there to the outside. Stretch out, there's Wary coming in, and 2 flags fly in as well. Could be holding against Shepherd.
Ernie McCook giving the official an earful for that call.
So a face mask called on the play against Shepherd. It's a big penalty.
And we mentioned chemistry a lot so far today, and we talked about having those new faces on that offensive line. And the type of system that they like to run in that Rams offense is a lot of zone runs. And that's something that you really put a premium on chemistry between those offensive linemen, because between the running back and the 5 offensive linemen, they all have to see the same thing the same way and come to the same conclusion at the drop of a hat. And that's a lot of pressure when you have some new people up front just trying to get familiar with everybody's tendencies. So that's something that's going to be a work in progress as we see throughout the course of the season. But we've seen year after year, Shepherd is very good at reloading and retooling those offensive line. They bring in skilled, athletic, high IQ football players. So it's going to be a short learning curve for those guys up front.
It's a 1st and 25 from Shepherd. For Shepherd from its own 30-yard line after the 15-yard penalty. There's a wide open Marlon Cook. He makes the catch. Cook into Kutztown territory. A first down and more. Bajan threw a pump fake and a beautiful floater to Cook. And the Rams are back in business after the penalty.
You know he's got the arm strength. You know he has the accuracy. That time Tyson Bajan shows off a little bit of touch.
6:13 to go in this third quarter. Rams driving to the Kutztown 36-yard line. Bajan play action, looks underneath Brian Walker. Walker makes one man miss at the 20. Walker inside the 10 before he's finally brought down. The tight end looking like Ryan Beach with the juke move.
A little bit of a difference in size between Beach and Walker. Walker's 6'5", 240 pounds. It doesn't seem fair that a man that large can move like that. But again, that play action fake, you throw the pop pass to the tight end running down the seam. Very tough for a defense to stop.
1st and goal from the 5-yard line for Shepherd. Bajan adjusted the line of scrimmage. Rams tied at 21 with 5:50 to go in this third quarter. Bajan will keep it himself. Lowers the shoulder, gets down to about the 2-yard line before he stood up there on the play. Looks like Justice was the man that hit him initially.
And that was the first time this season that we've seen the Rams show that jet sweep look to Ryan Beach. Like we mentioned during the pregame, just the Rams need to be a little bit more creative in how they get Beach involved in the game plan. And that was something that we saw last year, is that when they weren't able to throw him the ball, they handed him the ball in the jet sweep, and he was able to make it happen. That was the first time we've seen that so far this year.
There's a give to Ronnie Brown. He gets down to about the 1-yard line. Justice again in on the tackle. Brown and the Rams want to go quick. Michael McCook in there as well.
And that was one of the few times that you see the Rams using just a straight-up run play. Again, a lot of times they like to use that RPO, but when they bring in the tight end and the fullback, they like to run that power down towards the goal line.
3rd and goal from the 1. They give to Brown again, and he is stuffed. It's Justice again. Along with Tyler Wary there on that play. That inside linebacker duo, one of the best in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, and they show up there with a goal line stand. Shepherd's keeping the offense on the field. And a tied ball game at 21. Interesting decision here for the Rams. We'll see if it pans out. It didn't pan out a week ago when they were down by 3 and went for it. We'll see here on 4th and goal from the 3. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, tied game at 21. Ronnie Brown to back to the left. Bajan looking to throw. Under some heat. And he is sacked back at the 15-yard line. Coming through and making the play for Kutztown is Tom Greasy, along with Kyle Sapp. And it's a sack for the Golden Bears. What a goal line stand. And also, because of where Bajan gets sacked, Kutztown's not backed up on its own 3. They're backed up on their own 15. A whole lot better situation after the turnover on downs. Kind of surprised you don't kick the field goal there. I know that you have confidence in your offense, but
you're on the road. You need the
road.
points. You're playing in a hostile environment against a top-notch opponent. Take the points where you can get the points. Don't be proud. And again, you're down, packed in towards the goal line. That's to the defensive advantage. They don't have a lot of area to cover. They have speedy, athletic linebackers, so it's going to be hard to squeeze that ball into those tight areas, and they get the pressure up front and able to get the sack on Tyson Bajan.
Donnie Blaine will hand it off to Jordan Davis, and he finds no room, but he cuts it back. Davis made something out of nothing, gain of about 2 on the play. And I wonder if Davis could have maybe extended that by running more outside. It looked like he had potentially some room for it to be really trouble for Shepherd.
The Rams defense is so fast. Like, it looks like it's there, but the second he would have tried to go outside, it would have been 5 or 6 people there waiting for him. I understand it looks like it's there, but that Rams defense is so athletic and they recover so well. He did a good job getting what he could get on that play. Smart play to pick up something positive on first down.
It's a gain of 2 to the 17. Blaine hands it off. Davis again. Kyle Smith stretches him out, but Davis sheds him off, and now he's knocked out of bounds.
Case in point.
Right there.
Case in point. You try to bounce it outside, and there's 5 angry dudes out there waiting for you.
And even when he shed off Kyle Smith, it looked like for a second he might have a little bit of a seam to find some positive yardage, but Haley is right there to knock him out. So it'll be 3rd and 8 for the Golden Bears from their own 17. If Shepherd gets the stop here, that going for it didn't really mean too much at this point in the ball game. 3 minutes to go in this third quarter, tied at 21 between Shepherd and Kutztown. Donnie Blaine adjusting at the line of scrimmage for the Golden Bears. Jordan Davis is the back to his left. Blaine looking to throw. Throws over the middle, complete. First down, Kutztown. It's hauled in on the play by Trevor Amarim. First time calling his name today.
He hit him between the 8 and the 1. The 6 foot 100, yeah, the 6 foot 180-pound freshman from Slatington, PA.
2:35 to go now in this third quarter. Clock continues to roll in a tied ball game at 21. First down and 10 now for Kutztown from the 29-yard line. They give it to Jordan Davis. He cuts it up, gets out to about the 31.
And again, you can see the Golden Bears not trying to use that zone read action where the quarterback pulls it. They're usually motioning that wide receiver behind the running back because that wide receiver is going to have a better chance of getting around the end, but just giving that Rams defense just another wrinkle that they got to concern themselves with that option for the quarterback to pull it and hand it off to that wide receiver working out the backside.
Nathan Mullian on that tackle for Shepherd. 2nd down and 7 from the 32. Blaine with Davis to his left. Cap and Ravenel, the receivers to the far side. Tight end goes in motion from left to right, and a timeout called here by Kutztown. Let's take a 30-second break. Our score, tied at 21 between Shepherd and Kutztown. 1:38 to go in this third quarter. We're back at 30.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football. Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney. Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
We welcome you back to Andre Reed Stadium. Our score, Kutztown 21, Shepherd 21 here in Kutztown, Pennsylvania. Beautiful day for football between the Shepherd University Rams and the Kutztown Golden Bears. Kutztown has it at their own 32-yard line. It's a 2nd down and 7 for the Golden Bears, formerly known as the Golden Avalanches up until 1961 when they made the change to Golden Bears. And they've kind of kept the Avalanche around with their mascot. His name is Avalanche. As they'll hand it off here to Jordan Davis, and Davis gets it out toward the 40-yard line. And it will be a 1st down. That one there, Travis, maybe that is the spots that you're talking about, because I thought he was about a yard short.
They've had generous spots today. I don't want to say anything beyond that. I don't want to get in trouble with anybody. Those spots have been quite generous.
1st and 10 from the 39 now with 1:15 to go in this third quarter. Blaine will hand it off to Jordan Davis. Davis finds a big hole. Davis gets room to the outside. Into Shepherd territory. Ball came out. Shepherd dives on top of it. Batten has a fumble recovery, but they're going to say that Davis was down by contact. Flag coming in here as well. It might be a hit to the head.
Looked like he was pulling up a little bit after he made that cut. Good job that time by Cap.
And it's a personal foul against Shepherd.
Jerome Cap again making his presence felt without the ball in his hands. Had not so much a block, it was more of a screen on the backside. Davis showing good vision, cutting all the way back across the field. It seems like when the Golden Bears are able to put that tight end in, they're able to stretch that box a little bit, and it's been able to create some lanes down the middle. The Rams were successful early on clogging up those running lanes, but now when you add those 2 tight ends, it's going to make the defense spread out a little bit to protect that edge.
Blaine play action. Looking to throw over the middle. Complete. Down to the 5-yard line for Shepherd, or for Kutztown. It will be a 1st and goal.
And tough throw that time by Blaine. Rolling out to his left-hand side. He had to flip his hips around to get his feet set for him to throw that ball to his tight end. But so far, this 2 tight end set has really created some problems for that Rams defensive front, because when you come out in that balanced look, you make the defense play you straight up. You open up that box a little bit, and those running lanes get that much wider for your running back to take care of.
McNeil Davis in the back, or Davis McNeil, excuse me. Donnie Blaine under center. Davis McNeil the back. They'll give it to him. He lowers the shoulder, but he is met right away at the line of scrimmage. Keyshawn Haley and Dwayne Grantham coming in there.
That was a strange play. Usually when a quarterback rushes up to the line like that, usually it's a quarterback sneak. But you rush him up to the line for him to drop back the hand off to the running back. seemed like you're kind of showing the defense what you want to do when the quarterback comes up there like that. So they're expecting some type of quick hitting play up the middle, and that time they were waiting for the big running back, Davis McNeil.
No gain on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 5, or 2nd and goal from the 5, and we return. Our score, Shepherd 21, Kutztown 21. It's another good ball game between these two teams. We're back in 60 seconds after this.
Laura. Hey, Laura. What's with the sunglasses? Ouch.
The word is spreading. Bechtel Jewelers is home to some dangerously brilliant diamonds.
See the difference at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood. Sunglasses not included.
Welcome you back here to Kutztown, Pennsylvania. We're tied at 21 between the Golden Bears and the Shepherd University Rams. Nick Verzolini, Travis Smith, happy to have you with us, as always, for Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10. 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. We'll give it to Davis McNeil. No, they'll fake it, throw it into the end zone. Touchdown, Kutztown. It's caught in the end zone by the tight end. That is Alex McKenzie scoring 6 for Kutztown to make it 27-21 to begin this 4th quarter.
These have been long, sustained drives by the Golden Bears. You can measure these drives with a sundial. They've taken their time, been methodical, moving the ball down the field. And there's something interesting in this drive where they went out there with a lot of 2 tight end sets, and that Rams defense had a difficult time establishing a foothold against that different look that they haven't seen so far today.
Donnie Blaine just threw his 3rd touchdown of the ball game. The extra point is up and good. It is Kutztown 28, Shepherd 21. We're back at 60. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
WVU Heart and Vascular Institute offers world-class heart care close to home. Our board-certified physicians are performing groundbreaking procedures using cutting-edge techniques, and that's why we're expanding our services to every corner of our region, so you don't have to travel far to receive the great specialty care you deserve close to home. Now accepting new patients at all locations in Martinsburg, Hagerstown, Shepherdstown, Winchester, and at our newest office in Ranson. WVU Heart and Vascular Institute, world-class heart care close to home.
We welcome you back here to Kutztown University and Andre Reed Stadium. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Travis Smith. It's 28-21. Golden Bears lead Shepherd. Shepherd will receive this kickoff. Donnie Blaine throwing 3 touchdowns so far on the day. And Ronnie Brown will let it go to Rodney Dorsey this time from a few yards deep. Dorsey gets it across the 20, near to the 25, but out to about the 24. Flags coming in here on the kickoff.
And the kick returners for Shepherd have shown some moxie today. They're not just going to be content with the touchback. They feel like they can make a play. Ronnie Brown, he was able to make a play. That time Dorsey was able to get it out past the 20. Let's see what this penalty is because it still may back them up.
We didn't get a chance to remind you that our third quarter was brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com, along with Smallwood & Small Insurance. In Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Our fourth quarter is also brought to you by Smallwood & Small Insurance and Parsons Ford. Parsons Ford located at 1200 Shepherdstown Road. At 1400 Shepherdstown Road, in Martinsburg, and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first, Parsons, and of course, Smallwood & Small Insurance. They're located at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. 28-21. Kutztown leading Shepherd. Just about 9 seconds in to this fourth quarter. Bagent throwing underneath, complete. It's Brian Walker again. Walker has the first down and more. Justice in on the tackle. Walker is establishing himself as a reliable target for the Rams. Without a touchdown this season, but had 99 yards receiving. We talked to Tyson Bagent on Monday Night Mayhem. He said he believes that's the most a tight end's ever gone for in his entire life that he's been a starting quarterback. As Bagent looks to throw here. Throwing deep down the middle of the field for Blake Hartman, and Hartman makes the catch into Kutztown territory. Goes Hartman down. How about a penalty on the play? So we'll see if this comes back. In coverage there appears to be for Kutztown. Kyle Sapp, who's now slow to get up, could be a cramp, but penalty will completely negate that play after. You're seeing more and more Blake Hartman in the offense as he emerges as a guy with a role.
And that's something. He provides explosive plays. Remember, he had the big, 80-yard run versus Edinburgh in that game? So it's something where, they can get big plays. They like running backs of that size. Last year, brought in Chance Schwartz from Lockhaven. Very similar size profile. That's something that you see these college coaches, they are very specific on what they're looking for when they're recruiting young men out of high school. They want somebody that fits that size profile. And Blake Hartman fits that size profile. And something on that time, they were able to get him on that wheel route. A lot of times you see Ronnie Brown on that wheel route, but you know what? That is a very good defense. You could tell that they've done their film study. So it's been difficult for Ronnie Brown to get open on that, but not so much Hartman. They're not looking for him to run that type of route. And Hartman able to show not only has he got the size to be a big thumper in the run game, but also has the ability to stretch the field in the passing game.
Yeah, that's kind of a difference between him and Schwartz. Schwartz was that typical in between the tackles back, but Blake Hartman appears to have a little bit more explosiveness.
More versatility. He's got good hands.
And we've even seen him on kickoff return now today. So they're using him in a lot of different ways to be effective for Shepherd, but the Rams are backed up here after the penalty.
And you have those guys at different points in their career. Chance Schwartz was kind of at the end of his college career, so he was kind of set in stone what he was and the type of player he was. Whereas Hartman, he's still young. You can still mold him in the type of back that's going to best fit your offense.
1st and 20 for Shepherd. Agent throwing deep down the far sideline for Marlon Cook, who leaps up and makes the catch. 1st and 15, 1st and 20. If you throw it up to 13, he's going to make the catch for you and get you a first down. Seems to be the trend today, Travis.
And not too often that Anton Lloyd gets caught in a mismatch, but that time, again, he's given up a lot of size to Cook. Lloyd's only 5'8", Cook 6'2", and then Bagent throws it up in the air where Cook can go up and grab that thing like a rebound. That's tough for Lloyd to make a play on that ball that time. He played it conservative and just made the tackle.
They'll go Ronnie Brown, who much room. Talking about the speed of the Shepherd defense. Kutztown built very similar to Shepherd defensively. They're able to really stretch things out and make it difficult to get to the outside.
And you look at those linebackers. Justice, 5'11", 225. Tyler Wary, 6', 225. Cam Wolf, 5'11", 205. You got some guys that are built for speed in that linebacking core, and that time they were able to show it as they're able to fly sideline to sideline. And Ronnie Brown is no slouch himself, so if they're able to get out and keep him from turning the corner, you know that they bring a lot of speed to the table.
2nd and 11 for Shepherd with 13:44 and counting to go in this fourth quarter. It's 28-21, Kutztown leading. Bagent throws near side. Ryan Beach slides down and makes the catch. about the 34-yard line. So it'll be third down for Shepherd. 3rd and 2. Agent adjusts at the line of scrimmage. Kenny Edlin, the receiver here, to the near side. Excuse me, that might be 4A here. Hard to tell exactly, but it's E.J. Morgan. Bajan throws underneath to Ronnie Brown. He makes a man miss, has the first down and more. Into Kutztown territory before he's shoved out by Lloyd. Ronnie Brown getting involved in different ways today. Hasn't really had a big day on the ground, but he has the kickoff return for a touchdown. He's had some big catches here and there, and Shepherd moves it now in Kutztown territory.
And that was a heck of a catch. That wasn't an easy catch for him to make. Bajan put it out in front of him a little bit, and Brown had to bend over and pluck that thing out of midair. But he's a player that can hurt you in a variety of ways. He's not one-dimensional. Quite a dangerous Swiss Army knife.
1st and 10 now from the 49. Bajan pumping once, looking for Kenny Edlin, wide open at the 30. Edlin in stride to the 15, and finally out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. The freshman just got wide open on the double move and gets Shepherd right into the red zone. We've seen that play now work twice. Earlier to Marlon Cook, and there's Kenny Edlin hauling it in.
The bubble slip. It's tough to stop. You have to come up. You have to honor what Ryan Beach can do with the ball in his hands. So you have to come up and bite. But the Rams are just so skilled and so smart that they're able to work in that wrinkle and send the wide receiver that will normally block for Beach, able to send him downfield and get behind the secondary. And that time Tyson Bajan again throws another accurate ball to get a big play for this Rams offense.
Brown to the left and Bajan 1st and goal from the 8. Bajan running to the right. He's got some room. Bajan pumps once and throws it away. Could have maybe got a yard or two if he wanted to run, but wisely throwing it away there because obviously you don't want Bajan to take a hit. But if he ran initially, he had some room.
Yeah, it looked like it, but he was close to passing the line of scrimmage.
Very
on
close,
that play.
but I looked at the last second there, he was behind it. But I think it's more so maybe where he had taken that snap that it seemed like he had ran past the line.
But he took enough hits last week. He's not looking to take any more this week.
Took a big hit in that Edinburgh game as well.
So he's getting rid of that thing.
2nd and goal from the 8. Beach goes in motion from left to right. Brown the back to his left. Bajan throws underneath. Ryan Beach makes the catch, but he's going to lose yards on this play. Loss of about 3. There's that quick Kutztown defense. Wary charging in along with C.J. Brown to make that tackle. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
And a lot of chess moves right now between the offense
Forward
and the
progress
defense.
makes it just a loss of 1.
That Rams offense coming out here in the second half was able to take advantage of that coverage for the Golden Bears over the middle. A lot of shallow drags over the middle where those linebackers are vacating. The Golden Bears recognized that, made an adjustment. Now they have a linebacker sitting in the middle of the field, and now those pass plays aren't as open as they were early on in the second half.
Bajan with time, steps up, avoids a tackler, runs inside the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown, Shepherd! There's the Tyson Bajan legs, and the Rams get in for 6. The extra point can tie this ball game with 11 minutes to go. When he has to, Tyson Bajan lays it all on the line for Shepherd.
And Bajan has certainly put on plenty of heroics on this football field, and he dialed that one up. It was good coverage that time by that Golden Bears defensive unit. And Tyson Bajan, again, showing that mobility that he can hurt you if you don't take into account his ability to run with the football.
4th and 10 last week to extend the ball game. Tyson Bajan ran for the first down. They're a 3rd and goal. Bajan gets into the end zone to tie this one now at 28 with 11:02 to go in the 4th quarter. We'll take a 60-second break. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Hagerstown Ford continues to be your leader in car sales up and down the I-81 corridor. We will beat any and all competitors' prices, and we've made buying a new car easier than ever with one-day delivery better than Amazon and a return policy better than Walmart. Your satisfaction is our guarantee. If you don't like it, simply return it and we'll come pick it up. No questions asked. Why would you shop anywhere else? At Hagerstown Ford, we take great pride in our community and supporting our local student athletes. That's why Hagerstown Ford is the official car dealership of Shepherd Rams quarterback Tyson Bagent. Our remote buying process has made new car shopping so easy, you'll never even set foot in a dealership. Simply go to HagerstownFord.com and click on the car you want to buy it, or use the Axle Auto app. It's that easy. You can order your new car on any device. Go to HagerstownFord.com and get your new car signed, sealed, and delivered from Hagerstown Ford.
We welcome you back to Kutztown University. Abnell finds some room, gets out across the 25-yard line. Coming up and making the hit for Shepherd was Saku Kamara, the freshman. And we welcome you back here to Kutztown. Beautiful day for football. And Travis, what else is new? We got a close one between Shepherd and Kutztown. 28 all our score with 10:57 to go in this ball game.
All the usual suspects showing up, making plays. So certainly worth the price of admission so far for today's contest.
Blaine in the shotgun formation. He'll hand it off to Davis McNeil. Kyle Smith stacks him up. Keyshawn Haley finishing it off for Shepherd. Give credit to Grantham, who comes out of the pile there on the opposite side of Smith. Grantham has made a lot of plays today. We've seen the ability of the Shepherd defense to just fly the football throughout this ball game. Not a whole lot of running room for the most part. Jordan Davis had a nice run earlier in this half. Blaine here and the Bears faced with a 2nd and 10 from the 26. Blaine hands it off to Davis McNeil. This time he finds a crease. Emilio Pena coming up and making that tackle, along with Donnell Howard and Keyshawn Haley. 3rd down and about 7 for Kutztown.
And Kutztown going with a heavier look here in the second half, using a lot of 2 tight end sets, just trying to spread out that box a little bit, give their running back some running lanes. But again, the Rams have made their adjustment. And like, if you have something on them, you won't have it long, because they do such a good job of making adjustments and reading and reacting.
9.5 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. 28 all our score. Blaine looking deep down the far sideline. Caught! No, incomplete. He dropped it. Jerome Kapp, if he makes that catch, is taking that to the end zone, I think. But he couldn't haul it in on the sideline unless momentum would have carried him out of bounds. But
him and Donnell Howard over there hand fighting. And at the last second, Kapp looks up, tries to make a play on the ball, and not able to reel it in. And not too often that a wide receiver the caliber of Jerome Kapp drops the ball, but that was certainly a missed opportunity for the Golden Bears offense.
Donnie Blaine put it on the money. Shepherd blocked the punt earlier. Kutztown has it to punt here of Rodney Dorsey standing at the 35-yard line. Again, it's a short kick. Bounces and rolls inside the 35 to the 32, we'll call it, and that's where Shepherd will take back over. And Travis a chance to take the lead. 9:14 to go. A few things could stand as the trend for Shepherd over the years in these kind of shootout type ball games in the PSAC. The defense typically makes stops when they need to in the 4th quarter, and the Rams find a way to win. We'll see if that happens here today, because we're in the 4th quarter. It's a shootout, back and forth ball game, 28 all. Agent in the offense has a chance to get the Rams the lead. 9:14 to go in the 4th quarter from the 32. Tyson looking to throw, complete. That's Marlon Cook. He makes a man miss. Cook into Kutztown territory. Has another man struggle to bring him down. All the way down inside the 40 goes Marlon Cook.
Cook has come into today's game red hot so far this season. going over 100 yards in the first 3 games. Had a slow first half, but certainly starting to pick things up. And after they got burned on that last drive with that little bubble slip action, you can see that Golden Bears defense, they're playing back, not wanting to get things behind them, and the Rams are going to take advantage by throwing those dinks and dunks underneath and expecting their wide receivers to make something happen after the catch.
Ryan Jennings Jr. making the tackle on the play. Tyson Bagent takes the snap. Pumps under some pressure, and he is sacked again. Coming through that time, leading the sack was big number 93, Tom Pellegrino for Kutztown. It'll be second down from the 41-yard line for Shepherd.
And again, you have to take your hats off to that Golden Bears secondary. A lot of these sacks aren't so much from blitzes, but it's being from good coverage on the back end. And Tyson Bagent not having that target right away to get the ball to, so he had to pull it down, and that Golden Bears defense was able to swarm him and take him down in the backfield.
2nd and 14. Kutztown brings just 4. Bagent steps up and finds Marlon Cook. First down, Shepherd.
Cook's able to bring it in after taking a big hit. I'm sure the safety, 5'11", 190-pound senior. One of the leading tacklers on this defensive unit. Last week had 6 solo tackles and a tackle for a loss in Kutztown's win at Mercyhurst.
Gain of 20 on 2nd and 14. Moves the ball to the 21-yard line of Kutztown. Bagent with 2 to the far side. Marlon Cook, the receiver to the near side. They'll throw a quick screen out to him. Cook throws a stiff arm, runs a man over, and gets inside the 15 to the 10-yard line. Marlon Cook not only making people miss, but now starting to out-physical guys with the football in his hands.
And not sure, sometimes that Golden Bears secondary, they kind of swap from side to side. Not sure why they're not putting Lloyd on Cook. That's certainly going to be your best matchup versus Cook. And right now we have that matchup, Lloyd versus Cook. Could possibly be a fade in that back corner.
1st and goal from the 10. They give it to Ronnie, and Ronnie Brown gets down to about the 5-yard line. Take a little about 5 on the carry. So it'll be 2nd and goal for Shepherd.
It seems like the Golden Bears, they want to keep Lloyd to the field. So that seems to be why the Rams are able to get Cook open, is that they're putting him more towards the boundary, towards the short side of the field, to try to get him away from that matchup versus Lloyd.
6:45 to go in the 4th quarter. We're tied at 28, 2nd down and goal from the 6. Bagent adjusts at the line of scrimmage. Ronnie Brown the back to his left. Brian Walker, the tight end, to the left side. 3 receivers to the right for Shepherd. Bagent pumps, floats it toward the end zone, and incomplete, but a flag comes in the back corner.
Holding on the defense.
It's going to be holding against Kutztown. Now, this pass was uncatchable. I wonder if that, but since it's holding, I don't believe that plays. Pass interference, it would.
Pass interference, but not holding, yes. And it was something, it was no need to do it because the quarterback was obviously throwing the ball away. But you do that, you get a fresh set of downs. That's frustrating. That's why you certainly hear the defensive coaches of Kutztown banging on the walls a couple cubicles down.
Yes, we are right next to the Kutztown coaching staff.
That's always fun when you're up here in the press box and you're right next to the coaches, because you certainly get that visceral reaction to certain plays or penalties on the field.
Well, earlier when I was hearing it, I thought Spencer was just really angry behind me, but no, it was the coaching staff. Bagent in the shotgun, sends E.J. Morgan from left to right. Ronnie Brown the back behind him. Bagent looking to throw, end zone, incomplete, broken up. Excellent play there on the back end for Kutztown C.J. Brown.
They tried to dial up a little Alex Wetzel magic right there. A similar style play, almost in the same spot of the end zone. C.J. Brown was not having it. The 6-foot, 190-pound redshirt junior was able to go up top with the big tight end. Again, Walker has played very well in today's game. The 6'5", 240-pound tight end.
Shepherd brings the bigger guys onto the field, and McCook and Dustin Fisher along with Walker. E.J. Morgan's the receiver. Ronnie Brown is the back of the backfield. They'll fake it to Brown, throw it underneath. Michael McCook Oh, he does his score touchdown, and it's a touchdown Shepherd. Marlon Cook, Michael McCook. Combine the names.
Oh, yeah, you got a vicious football player if you combine those two guys right there.
Touchdown Shepherd to take the lead at 34-28 with 6:15 to go in this fourth quarter. Michael McCook, the fullback.
And McCook, that's all he does.
I mean,
catch touchdowns.
Also, not a bad thing
give a lot of credit to E.J. Morgan that time. He's the one that held that block on the outside, and wide receivers on the edge. You always run the risk of getting a penalty, but that time Morgan just did a good job of gobbling up that defensive back, and McCook was able to take it the rest of the way.
Jacob Haney's extra point is through. And our score, Shepherd 35, Kutztown 28, but there's still 6:15 remaining in this ballgame. Anyone's game. It's a thriller. You don't want to miss the remaining 6 minutes and 15 seconds. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
I picked Shepherd University because I'm not just a number.
One of the things that surprised me is how friendly everyone is.
I like being able to walk down the street and have the professors recognize me by name.
I'm constantly learning.
But it also has taught me so much about myself and about what I want to do with my future.
The location at Shepherd is amazing.
Cities like Washington, D.C., Baltimore are only about an hour and a half away.
You just got to see it. Once you see it, it just takes your heart.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Welcome you back to Kutztown University, and the kickoff rolls into the end zone for a touchback. Nick Frizzley, Travis Smith, happy to have you with us. Shepherd now in the lead at 35-28, 6:15 to go in this ball game. Michael McCook gives the Rams the lead, his second catch, his second touchdown of the season. I mean, that's what he did last year. All he did was score touchdowns. That's actually not accurate, because he did have a catch in that Southern Connecticut State game. So I believe it's 3 catches, 2 touchdowns. If you remember, they ran that same play that they always run for him in the end, in the red zone, and Southern Connecticut State's the only team that stopped it. And they stopped him on a 4th and 1. But I believe it's 3 catches now, 2 touchdowns for McCook. Travis, you were going to say something right before we came back to bring out. I wasn't sure it wasn't related to the game.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Good question, though. But this is the first time that the Golden Bears offense is really going to have some pressure on them. They've enjoyed the lead for much of today's game. Now they got a little bit of pressure on them. Let's see how they respond.
It's true. I mean, they've either been in the lead or tied for the entire game. So they trail now at this point 38-28, 6 minutes to go. They start the drive with a dump down to Davis McNeil to make it 2nd and 4 after the 6-yard pickup. Donnie Blaine in the shotgun formation. Donnie Blaine throws complete. First down, Kutztown. There's the tight end, McKenzie there, hauling it in once again. He had a touchdown earlier. It's a first down for the Golden Bears. They moved the ball to the 36-yard line.
And seeing Donnie Blaine the way he's played, it's kind of strange. Why doesn't he have better numbers throughout the course of the season?
He only comes to play against Shepherd.
Yeah. He's a big game player, I guess.
I mean, that's what it seems to be. We saw the same thing with Eric Nickel last year. He really didn't have huge numbers, and he comes to Shepherdstown and lights it up. It's just this rivalry brings the best out of these two teams for whatever reason. I'm sure Kutztown is looking at this like, hey, where was this in the 3-0 loss we had to begin the season? Second down after a short run for Davis McNeil. Brings the ball to the 33-yard line. Blaine in the offense facing a 2nd and 8 from the 38. Dump it down in the flat to Davis McNeil. Davis McNeil making men miss. Davis McNeil still on his feet. Has the first down. There's a little bit more explosiveness from 26, Davis McNeil.
And they did that earlier with Jordan Davis. He's more of your scat back, your back that you throw the ball to out of the backfield. And Davis McNeil, more of your pounder, your downhill thumper. But he also showing that he can get hands. But that's the thing. When you get the ball to a banger like that out on the edge, as opposed to running against defensive linemen and linebackers, now you're out there having to contend with corners and safeties, and that's a much more favorable matchup for a physical running back like Davis McNeil.
They'll fake it to him this time. Donnie Blaine looking deep down the middle of the field and caught. What a catch! Jake Novak in double coverage makes an amazing grab against Donnell Howard. First down, Kutztown.
And I was expecting a big hit right there, and Novak did not care. Went up, was able to bring that ball down in traffic. And Donnie Blaine just having a whale of a game so far today, rising to the occasion for this Golden Bears offense.
3:52 to go in this fourth quarter. Donnie Blaine and the Golden Bears have it now just outside of the 10-yard line. They'll run it with Davis McNeil out of the Wildcat. And flags come in. Well, we saw Donnie Blaine down the stretch in that playoff game for Kutztown deliver some big throws to Derek Anderson, who was one of their big receivers they had a season ago. Kind of had the trio of Anderson, Cap, and Novak. Anderson graduating. He had scored that touchdown to give Kutztown the lead and what we thought would maybe be the game-winning touchdown before Tyson Bagent and the Rams answered with the Hail Mary to beat Kutztown. We got 3:43 to go in this one. We're tied at, or Shepherd has a 7-point lead.
It has to be frustrating for that Golden Bears offense. You go out there with a unique look. You want to try to catch the defense off guard. It looked like you might have had something, but then you get the penalty.
Look up, play action. Blaine throws complete to Ravnell. Ravnell inside the 10, inside the 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Golden Bears. No, they're going to mark him out
at the 3.
Right at the sticks and around the 3-yard line.
Ravnell, he sold it. I guess you fake it till you make it, but the referee right there on the sideline said nope, stepped out at about the 3 or 4 yard line, but still a good play. That was a good throw by Blaine. He anticipated where his wide receiver was going to be, and Ravnell did a good job of working back to the ball, showing a little bit of calmness out there, was able to make a move, make a defender miss, and pick up some yards after the catch.
So Blaine under center for the first time in a long time with Davis McNeil the back. They'll hand it to him. And he doesn't find much room. Devin Lynch coming in to stuff it for Shepherd.
That was similar to a look the last time.
Short of the first down marker, I believe, too.
It's one of the few times that they didn't get the favorable spot.
Well, we'll see. They will give him the first down. It was right at the marker. It's very close play. But the officials do spot it a first down now for Kutztown. First and goal from the 3.
They round up to the nearest yard.
2:45 to go and counting. 35-28. Shepherd leading Kutztown. They give to Davis McNeil again. He sheds off one tackler and he's in. Touchdown. Kutztown, his second touchdown run of the day, but a flag is on the play on this far sideline, so this might be coming back. Offsides against Shepherd, so it won't come back. And the Golden Bears have a chance to tie it with this PAT. 35-34 our score with 2:30 to go. We'll see if this extra point can tie this ball game.
Like we mentioned during halftime, it might not be eye-popping as far as yards per carry, but the run game pays dividends that doesn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet, and you just saw it on that play. Davis McNeil has been pounding on that defensive front all day long, and you see late in the game those 2- and 3-yard runs start to turn into 4- and 5-yard runs.
Cavalino's extra point is up, and it is good. 35-35, 2:38 to go in this ball game. Shepherd gets the ball when we come back. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back in 60.
Located at 4529 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg, the Neon Moon Tavern has delicious food and cold beverages. Stop on in Mondays for some mayhem with us and Shepherd quarterback Tyson Bagent, or on Tuesday for some gourmet tacos. Wednesdays is whiskey and trivia night. Thursday is steak night. Fridays are dinner specials. Saturdays there's live music. And Sunday morning is brunch. We're open every day from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. Call us at 304-260-4002 for takeout or stop on in to the Neon Moon Tavern.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Looking back to Kutztown University, Andre Reed Stadium, 35-35 between Kutztown and Shepherd. 2:38 to go in this fourth quarter. Nick Verzolini, Travis Smith, happy to have you with us for this exciting finish between these two teams as usual. Ronnie Brown gets a little bit of a hole out to mount the 25-yard line on the kickoff return. So Shepherd's working the same direction it did for the Hail Mary.
That was Alfonso Foray on the return. Ronnie Brown with the big block up front.
So we've seen a lot of different guys in the return game so far. But as I was saying, Shepherd has it at the 25. They're going the same direction as it did to have that Hail Mary win in the PSAC, or not the PSAC, the regional championship game. And the home team has never won in this series. Shepherd, with 2:32 to go, looking to make that trend continue. Pass is incomplete at about the 30-yard line, intended for Brian Walker.
Justice on the coverage.
Justice has been all over the field. You see why he is a first-team all-conference player. 2nd down and 10 from the 25. Kutztown has also not lost a regular season PSAC East game in 2 years, so Shepherd looking to end that streak. They've been the PSAC East champions the past 2 seasons. Rams have never been to the PSAC championship. Bajan throws underneath to Ronnie Brown, and Brown sheds off a tackler. Gets out to about the 30-yard line.
Anton Lloyd coming up making the tackle. Like I mentioned, he is undersized. 5'8", 175 pounds, but he casts a large shadow in that secondary. So far today, they've had him flipping back and forth. It seems to be that he's playing to the field, so they want him on the wide side of the field as opposed to the boundary. And right now, look like he's going to be matched up with Cook out there on the wide side of the field.
3rd and 5 from the 30. Bajan looking deep. Throws for Marlon Cook. He makes the catch! On the other side of midfield, Marlon Cook is all by himself, and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Shepherd! They take the lead with 1:41 to go in the fourth quarter. Tyson Bagent just threw it over top of the Kutztown defense, and Marlon Cook was all by himself.
And the miscues have been huge and costly for that Golden Bear secondary. For as good as they've played for most of today's game, when they've had breakdowns, the Rams have been able to take full advantage of them. That time, the corner drops off, takes the underneath route, expecting that he has safety help over the top. That safety help was not there, and Tyson Bagent again able to deliver another strike to Marlon Cook.
Jacob Haney's extra point is good, just barely good there to give Shepherd the 42-35 lead with 1:41 to go in this one, Travis. What a game. I mean, you're sitting there on 3rd down and 5. I thought for a second it might get intercepted or at least knocked away, but it just makes it over the outstretched hands of the defender to Marlon Cook, and once he made that catch, I mean, all he had to do was run to score that touchdown. Shepherd takes the 42-35 lead, but there's still time. I mean, 1:41 is a lot of time in the way Kutztown's been driving the football really all game. I mean, Shepherd's offense has picked it back up in this second half. You know, didn't have any offensive touchdowns in the first half. So it's just turned into a great game here at Andre Reed Stadium as expected.
You put pressure on the defense. We talked about how the running back, Davis McNeil, able to wear a defense down. When you're able to put pressure on the team as far as your passing game, you're going to have mental breakdowns like that late in the game. You're running those DBs all day long. Fatigue is going to affect everybody, and that's just a mental breakdown right there that the Rams were able to take advantage of.
Now sheds off one tackler. It's across the 20, out across the 25-yard line before he's shoved out of bounds on the kickoff return. Coming up and making the tackle there for Shepherd was Kalen Perez, the freshman linebacker. So, Donnie Blaine, what do you have for us? I mean, this has been a great ball game. 1:35 to go. Kutztown has the football at its own 26-yard line. Donnie Blaine's been great all afternoon. Travis, I mean, can the Shepherd D get a stop here? This is what they're kind of known for, getting stops in the later part of ball games, even when they haven't had their best day. We'll see if they can do it here. 1st and 10 from the 26. Blaine looking to throw, slings it over the middle, nearly intercepted. It was in and out of the hands of Keyshawn Haley. That would have sealed the deal for Shepherd.
And Blaine had a wide-open running back standing right in front of him, but he's pushing it down the field. This is a situation where the Golden Bears are not going to be able to use that balanced attack as far as being able to run, to set up the pass. Now they're in a position where they're having to pass exclusively, and that's when that Rams defense is really at its best. That's when you see Holloway and Smith really start putting pressure on the quarterback as he has to take extra time to push the ball down the field.
Blaine steps up, under some pressure, rolling to the left, adjusting things on the run, throws complete. Underneath to Jordan Davis, short of the first down marker to about the 32. It'll be 3rd down.
Good check down that time by Blaine. You're able to get some positive yards. You're not going to face a 3rd and 10. Most importantly, you get out of bounds and stop the clock. You don't have to burn a timeout.
3rd and 5 from the 31 is where they'll spot it. 1:22 to go in this ball game. Shepherd on top, 42-35. Blaine in the shotgun. Under pressure from Kyle Smith. Slings it deep down the far sideline. Incomplete. He had Jake Novak running free, but the only people really around it were the Shepherd defensive backs. And it will be 4th and 5.
And Blaine doubled over that time. Kyle Smith barbecued his ribs that last play. There's no doubt about it. And that's the thing. When you have those slower developing pass plays where you're trying to attack down the field vertically, it's going to take time, especially when you're trying to run that wheel route with Novak. He was open, but Kyle Smith got to Blaine before he was able to make an accurate throw.
So 4th and 5. Blaine slips off Davis out of the backfield. Shepherd brings 4. They'll throw. Complete to Cap. Cap sheds off one tackler, has the first down and more. Kutztown extends the game. I mean, that just continues to be their play. They throw it short of the sticks. They trust Jerome Cap is not going to be tackled one-on-one, and he finds a way to get the first down.
Man, oh, man. Cap is just tough. He's had as many broken tackles as Davis McNeil so far today.
It feels like it, yeah. 1st and 10 here from the 48. Blaine throwing deep down the right sideline for Cap. He makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Jerome Cap in coverage was Clayton Madden, and Cap made the catch. It's another first down for Kutztown. 1:08 to go.
And Cap is like, man, give me some water, man, so I can get back out there. He's worn out. Cap comes out of the game. Let's see who the Golden Bears are going to be able to plug in to fill his shoes. But he's had a monster game today.
1st and 10 from the 25. Blaine adjusts at the line of scrimmage. Jordan Davis is in the backfield to the right of Donnie Blaine. 42-35, Shepherd on top. Blaine takes the snap. He'll hand it off. Jordan Davis has some room here. Kyle Smith sheds him off and slows it down. Just a short gain on the play. Dwayne Grantham runs over to make the play for Shepherd, and a timeout taken by the Golden Bears. 1 minute exactly remaining. Great ball game again here. 42-35, Shepherd on top. And it's coming down the wire, Travis, just like we expected. Second down and 6 for Kutztown here from the 21.
Donnie Blaine, the best kept secret in the PSAC, has just shown up and balled out today. Jerome Cap, the veteran wideout, has made plays. He took himself out that last play, so they had to run, and they got time. They were down close to their goal line. They have 2 timeouts still in their back pocket. They just burned 1. So now Cap, he's got a little water splashing around in his mouth, caught his breath. He's ready to get back out there, so you figure he's going to be the primary target coming out there on the field. The Rams secondary, you got to locate that man and have a plan for him in place, because he's shown for so far today he will hurt you if you don't.
1 minute and 1 second. They added that extra second onto the clock. We'll see if it means anything here. When these two teams play, it definitely could. 42-35 our score. Shepherd leading. Second down and 6 from the 21. Donnie Blaine in the shotgun formation. Cap is not on the field.
He's out there.
Oh, no, he just moved out to the near side. Excuse me. Blaine looking to throw. Steps up, nearly was sacked by Kyle Smith. Now Donnie Blaine will run out of bounds and around the 19-yard line. It'll be third down.
Again, that speed of that Rams defense. Smart play that time by Blaine, not trying to force anything. There's no reason to play in a desperate fashion. You know you're in 2-down territory. You got plenty of time. You still got a timeout in your back pocket. So a good job of not trying to force a play. Just take what the defense gives you, and you live to fight another day.
3rd and 5 from the 20. 53 seconds to go. Shepherd leads 42-35. Kutztown has it 3rd down and 5. Donnie Blaine takes the snap. Blaine has some time. Now pocket breaks down. He throws incomplete. No flag here. It will be 4th and 5. Kyle Smith giving it his all to provide pressure. The officials now discussing at around the 35-yard line, and there's the flag. Travis, you had it right away. You were throwing your flag. So Shepherd now has a 4th and long here for Kutztown. And Kyle Smith, I mean, these last 2 plays, he has.
But that's when, that's when this defense really shines, is when the opponent is forced into obvious passing situations. So those defensive ends can just pin their ears back and get upfield and get after the quarterback. And you're having to go vertically down the field. It's just a longer play. And the Golden Bears have done a good job of using those wheel routes, but those wheel routes take time. And that's something that's only going to play to the advantage of Malik Holloway and Kyle Smith as they're able to get upfield.
42-35 our score, 47 seconds to go. It's 4th and 18 from the 33-yard line for the Golden Bears. It'll be interesting to see what Kutztown draws up. One thing Donnie Blaine does do well consistently, it seems like, even dating back to last year's game, the deep ball down the sideline he throws pretty well. You could obviously go for that underneath where Jerome Cap has made plays after the catch, but I think on 4th and 18 that might be a little bit too risky, Travis. I think you got to probably lay one out for Cap, probably the guy to go to here.
Yeah, I think you have to make a throw to the end zone. Something where
goes to the first down.
I mean, and you don't want to get cute because Cap has been your man, so you really don't want to use him as a decoy. But Novak has really stepped up and made some plays. So that's why the coaches get paid the big bucks, to make decisions like this in critical situations.
You know, we'll see what Kutztown can draw up here. So they'll give Shepherd or Kutztown a 10-second runoff here after the penalty, even though I thought the Golden Bears had called timeout. So weird situation there, but 42-35, 37 seconds remaining in this ball game. 4th down and 18. The Ram fans that have traveled from the Eastern Panhandle bring a lot of loudness to the crowd on the far side. This Kutztown home crowd silent for now with 37 seconds to go. 4th down and 18 from the 33. Shepherd leads at 42-35. Donnie Blaine And the Golden Bear offense, with its best performance throwing the football of the season. Can Blaine continue it here on 4th and 18? Blaine takes the snap, steps up under some pressure. Ball came out. It's a sack, and the Rams win it. And who else but number 11, Kyle Smith, coming off the edge to get the game-sealing sack for Shepherd. And the Rams will stay undefeated with a huge win over Kutztown.
Kyle Smith just absolutely crushed Ryan Chernecki, the left tackle. Just mushed him straight back into the quarterback, able to put a big hit on the quarterback and knock it loose. And the Rams defense got the day started for Shepherd. Now they're going to close the day for Shepherd. Not what a lot of people expected coming into today's game, myself included. But when you're a good football team, you need all three phases to click, and that's what the Rams have been able to do today, to come out with a big win in hostile territory versus the Golden Bears.
Tyson Bajan will take the knee to make it official. Shepherd is 4-0, and they take a commanding lead now in the PSAC East Division with the 42-35 win over Kutztown. The home team has still not won a game in this series, and we will be joined here by the head coach, Ernie McCook, momentarily as soon as Dylan can track him down. But, I mean, Travis, we'll get your quick thoughts on this one. What a ball game, another classic between these two teams.
Just two top-tier programs showing why they're two top-tier programs today. Both teams rising to the occasion. It was a playoff atmosphere. Fans from Shepherd, fans from Kutztown really showed up and showed out today, and it was just excellent football. Defensive plays, special teams plays, offensive plays, and the Rams come out on top. I tell you what, the people that showed up today certainly got their money's worth. Football, what else can you say?
We didn't pay and we got our money.
Yeah.
And it's 42-35 our score. And, I mean, it's crazy that the home team hasn't won, which continues to be the trend here, but
it's a thing. It's becoming a thing between these two.
I mean, it's just how it's been, and, you know, we will wait Dylan. We don't want to miss Coach McCook here before he heads back to the locker room and gets to speak to his team, but for Shepherd, it's now back-to-back wins over the Golden Bears. We've had special teams touchdowns in 2 of the last 3 games between these two teams. This one goes in Shepherd's favor with the kickoff return by Ronnie Brown. We'll have a lot to break down here in the Palace Lounge post-game show, but I can't wait to get Coach McCook's thoughts and potentially maybe Kyle Smith or another player in the post-game show as well. But just a great game between these two teams.
And things got a little fiery at the end of the last week's game. So Coach McCook standing right there as the guys are walking in the handshake line, making sure things go smoothly. This was an emotional game, hard-fought game, so he wants to make sure that nothing is going to sully this win for his Shepherd Rams team. That's
a good point. I'm going to get into that again here when we get to Dylan and Coach McCook down there on the field. Dylan, take it away.
Coach McCook, thank you very much. Good win. Back to you, Nick and Travis.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not certain what happened with our wireless microphone, but we didn't catch any of Coach McCook, so that really stinks. But maybe we can get him again. I don't know. But we're going to have to take a 2-minute break. We'll try to get him maybe on the show this week on the Sports Mix. But Shepherd gets this win 42-35. We'll take a 2-minute break. When we return, we'll have the Palace Lounge post-game show. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Located at 4529 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg, the Neon Moon Tavern has delicious food and cold beverages. Stop on in Mondays for some mayhem with us and Shepherd quarterback Tyson Bagent, or on Tuesday for some gourmet tacos. Wednesdays is whiskey and trivia night, Thursday is steak night, Fridays are dinner specials, Saturdays there's live music, and Sunday morning is brunch. We're open every day from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. Call us at 304-260-4002 for takeout or stop on in to the Neon Moon Tavern.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
It's the Postgame Show, as we recap the scoring, bring you stats and analysis, scores from around the PSAC and Super Region 1, the Division 1 Top 25, and the latest on the West Virginia University Mountaineers and Marshall University Thundering Herd. Let's get it started as we go back to the field and rejoin our TV 10 broadcast team.
We welcome you back here to the Palace Lounge post-game show. The Palace Lounge is located on Edward Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Shepherd gets the win over Kutztown, 42-35. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Travis Smith here on the post-game show. And Travis will just jump right into our post-game stats as Shepherd able to get this win, a comeback win for the Rams for the back-to-back weeks now, as Shepherd found itself down 21-7 at one point before Ronnie Brown would return the kickoff to make it 21-14. That was our score at halftime, and the Rams just they cleaned it all up offensively in the second half. It was very impressive.
They made their adjustments. They weren't able to get the pass plays to the perimeter that they like to do. They like to stretch the field vertically and attack the back end of that defense. And Kutztown had a very good game plan to slow that down. So the Rams able to go in at halftime, make that adjustment, and start attacking the defense over the middle, because those linebackers are very fast. They bailed out of there quickly, so they started hitting shallow drags. Walker played well. We saw Ryan Beach start to emerge again in the passing game. So the Rams showing that they're able to make adjustments to take advantage of what the defense was giving them, and that was something that provided that much-needed spark that the offense needed in the second half.
Tyson Bagent goes 30 of 41, 458 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 73% completion percentage for Bagent. He also adds the rushing touchdown. He ran it 6 times for 13 yards. It's a net of -10 because in college, in high school, I believe, as well, they count the sacks as yardage, which is kind of whatever for the quarterback, because I know quarterbacks probably don't like that in their rushing statistics. But Ronnie Brown, it was another slow day for him running the ball. 9 carries, 19 yards on the day. Blake Hartman contributes 2 carries for 4 yards. So not the best day for him, but they were able to get that production out of Tyson Bagent. 9 catches for Marlon Cook. And it might be a player of the game for Marlon Cook today. 9 catches, 215 yards, and a touchdown. And, of course, the game-leading touchdown there scored by Marlon Cook. Brian Walker, another big day from the tight end. 7 catches, 88 yards. A lot of that damage coming in the second half. Ryan Beach comes alive in the second half as well. 5 catches for 57 yards and a touchdown. Ronnie Brown did do some good things in the passing game. Hauls in 4 catches for 21 yards for Shepherd. And then some great numbers on the defensive side, in particular from number 3, Dwayne Grantham. 16 tackles today for Dwayne Grantham. 1 tackle for a loss of 3 on the day. Keyshawn Haley comes up, makes 10 tackles today from the safety position. Anelia Pena, 9 tackles. Kyle Smith, 8 tackles. The sack there at the end. He had 2 on the day. Could be looking at Defensive Player of the Week. Shepherd might get another sweep of those awards. And that will give you the Kutztown numbers. We'll start with quarterback Donnie Blaine. He had an excellent ball game. 390 yards passing for Donnie Blaine. 25 of 34. 3 touchdown passes, 1 interception. It was good enough to win, but unfortunately for Kutztown, they come up short in this one. And a huge day from Jerome Kapp, the wide receiver. 8 catches, 170 yards, and 2 scores for him. Jake Novak, nice day as well. 4 catches, 63 yards. Curtis Ravenel Jr., 3 catches for 66 yards for him. And tight end Alex McKenzie, 3 catches, 18 yards, and a score. And on the ground, Kutztown just kept the efficiency going by continuing to run the ball. Not a great average for Darrell Davis McNeil, but he gets the ball 27 times on the day for 67 yards, 2.5 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns for him. And Jordan Davis, he had a better yards per carry, so maybe they should have given him more touches today. Jordan Davis, 10 carries, 57 yards, and he has 2 catches for 7 yards, but he's not really that in-between the tackles guy.
Yeah, but he got that 57 yards because of those hard runs by Davis McNeil.
That's a good point. And 23 of those yards come on 1 play.
Yeah.
And I think he also had a 17-yard run in that first half. So, I mean, he had 2 big runs for Davis. And besides that, he didn't have that big of a rushing day.
Yeah, he doesn't get those runs if it's not for Davis McNeil basically pulverizing the defense and pulling everybody in to open up those lanes for Davis.
And then quickly, the Kutztown defensive stats. Lloyd has 8 tackles, Justice with 8 tackles, Wary with 8 tackles, and Cam Wolf with 6 tackles. And then a sack from Kyle Sapp, Earl Volts, Pellegrino, and Italiani with a sack, or a half sack for him as well on the day. So, Travis, let's get into our awards, as those were your post-game stats. Brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 South and Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. We'll start with Orsini's electrifying play of the game. I think this one's pretty easy, Travis, but you have actually you have 2 really good candidates. 2 really good candidates.
I did have 2 really good candidates. At first, I wanted to give it to Jerome Kapp with his 50-yard TD catch.
Then you got 3, because I was thinking of 3.
There we go. That was 1. But I got to go with the guy once again, Ronnie Brown, 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. That's pretty much the definition of electrifying, and the Rams needed every bit of that juice to get them going.
That's true. I mean, really, you have a lot of nominees. You could go with the Clayton Batten pick 6. You could go with, of course, the game-winning touchdown by
Michael McCook's touchdown.
Marlon Cook. I couldn't even speak on the Michael McCook touchdown.
That's how electrifying it was.
Electrifying it is. Whenever 47 gets the ball. But good choice there for Orsini's electrifying play of the game, brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. They're located at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg, or online at Orsinis.com. We'll now get our Cody's Body Shop collision of the game. Is it back-to-back weeks for a certain player, or do we have a different one here?
Back-to-back. We're going with Naeem Alexander. The big hit in the second quarter on Anton Lloyd. Again, a very dangerous punt returner, but not too dangerous that time. Naeem Alexander coming down the field and delivering a big hit on that special teams play to get the collision of the game.
It might become the Naeem Alexander collision of the game when it's all said and done, but that's brought to you by Cody's Body Shop at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing. For a job done by experienced certified technicians, call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. And finally, Travis, our Bodwell Insurance Solutions player of the game. A few different ways you could go with this as well. Where are you going?
You could, but when you look at what he was able to do just in the second half alone, you got to give it to Tyson Bagent. I don't think you have to argue too much. He basically had 58 yards in the first half passing. He ends the game with 458 yards. So he had 400 passing yards in the second half alone, 3 touchdowns through the air, 1 touchdown on the ground. It's kind of hard to go away from that. Blaine was in the running. I will give it to Donnie Blaine. He was hanging around for a little while, but they lost the game. So
I was going to go Marlon Cook for me.
Okay.
Because 215 receiving yards is quite the day, and, of course, a game-winning score as well. But, I mean, him and Bagent just – I mean, those two go together, essentially, because without the receiver, you know, you can't make all those yards, and without the quarterback getting you the football, you can't do it either. So it's kind of a combo award there for Tyson Bagent and Marlon Cook. But
we get an honorable mention.
Honorable mention for Marlon Cook. And just the receivers in general, right?
There you go.
But your Bondwell Insurance player of the game, Bondwell Insurance Solutions, a local professional to help you with all of your Medicare needs. BondwellInsuranceSolutions.com or call 304-283-0864. So that will do it for us from Andre Reed Stadium in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, on the campus of Kutztown University. Shepherd gets the win. The Rams are 4-0. Join us on Monday for Monday Night Mayhem from the Neon Moon, where we'll have head coach Ernie McCook along with Shepherd Rams quarterback Tyson Bagent and other players as well. Shepherd gets the win, 42-35, our final score. That will do it for us. Colin McLaughlin's back in the studio. He'll have the Extra Point Scoreboard show. For John Alderton, our cameraman, along with Dylan Bishop, Caden Kemp, Braden Schaffner, Spencer Dupuy, our on-site producer, and, of course, Travis Smith. I'm Nick Verzolini saying so long from Kutztown University. I'll have the game-winning celebratory cookie, and we'll send it to Colin back in the studio.
If you have a child or baby on board in your vehicle, WV Medicine Children's at Berkeley Medical Center will be hosting a free child passenger safety seat check event Sunday, September 25th, 1 to 5 p.m. at the WV Medicine Berkeley Medical Center campus behind the Dorothy McCormick Center, 2000 Foundation Way in Martinsburg. Stop by and make sure your precious passengers are safe and secure on the road. Certified car seat technicians will be present to inspect car seats and make sure they are properly installed.
I picked Shepherd University because I'm not just a number.
One of the things that surprised me is how friendly everyone is.
I like being able to walk down the street and have the professors recognize me by name.
I'm constantly learning.
But it also has taught me so much about myself and about what I want to do with my future.
The location at Shepherd is amazing.
Cities like Washington, D.C., Baltimore are only about an hour, hour and a half away.
You just got to see it. Once you see it, it just takes your heart.
You've been in an accident. A distracted driver put texting over safety. Your injuries, loss of income, and medical bills can last a long time, even a lifetime. Our job is to try and secure justice that will protect you and your family for the rest of your life. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Welcome into the post-game scoreboard show. Cue the fight song. Your Shepherd Rams get the win and improve to 4-0 on the year by a final score of 42-35 at Kutztown, as the Golden Bears now 2-2 on the year, and your number 5 Shepherd Rams able to come back at one point down 21-7 to get the 42-35 win. What a game it was again for the Harlan Hill defending champion, Tyson Bagent. 190.7 is his quarterback rating, going 30 of 41, 456 yards, and 3 touchdown passes. And a great game for Marlon Cook as well. 9 catches, 212 yards, and 1 touchdown, being the go-ahead touchdown as well. Let's now look around the PSAC and get some final scores from games that took place today as well, starting off with Westchester coming back to defeat Millersville by a final score of 26-14. Another game that went final, California University of Pennsylvania dominates Edinboro, the Fighting Scots, by a final score of 49-7. So Cal U's now 2-2, Edinboro's 2-2 as well. In the fourth quarter with 11:38 to go, it is Gannon cruising through Clarion. The score is 47-24 Gannon. And at halftime, it is Shippensburg dominating Bloomsburg 24-3. 2 other games that will be taking place this evening in the PSAC. At 4 p.m., it's Mercyhurst at IUP. And at 6 p.m., it is Seton Hill at Slippery Rock. Let's now go and get some Division I football scores. 2:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Number 4, Michigan leads Maryland 34-19. 4:01 to go in the fourth quarter. It's number 5, Clemson, tied with number 21, Wake Forest at 38 apiece. 47 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Number 14, Penn State leads Central Michigan 33-14, so Penn State's going to improve to 4-0. And kicking off in about 13 minutes at 3:30, it is number 20 Florida against number 11 Tennessee, number 22 Texas against Texas Tech, Middle Tennessee at number 25 Miami, and at 4 p.m. it's number 15 Oregon taking on Washington State, Tulsa at number 16 Ole Miss, and then at 7 p.m. it's number 8 Kentucky hosting Northern Illinois. Number 10, Arkansas, heads to number 23, Texas A&M. And at 7:30, it's Vanderbilt at number 2, Alabama. Wisconsin at number 3, Ohio State. UConn at number 12, NC State. And at 8 p.m. tonight, it's Kansas State at number 6, Oklahoma. Number 7, USC at Oregon State. Wyoming at number 19, BYU. At 10:15, by the way, the USC game's at 9:30. At 10:30, it's number 13, Utah at Arizona State. And also at 10:30, it's Stanford at number 18, Washington. Some final scores from earlier. Number 1, Georgia defeated Kent State 39-22. Number 17, Baylor hangs on to beat Iowa State on the road 31-24. Number 24, Pittsburgh dominates Rhode Island and wins at home 45-24. Those are your scores from Division I Top 25 football. Again, the final score, Shepherd 42, Kutztown 35. So that's going to wrap things up here on the post-game scoreboard show for TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off as Shepherd improves to 4-0 and gets a huge PSAC East victory against Kutztown.
You've been watching play-by-play coverage of NCAA Division II football, featuring the Shepherd University Rams and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Today's telecast has been brought to you by the Neon Moon Tavern. You've been watching play-by-play coverage of NCAA Division II football, featuring the Shepherd University Rams and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Today's telecast has been brought to you by the Neon Moon Tavern, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, the Skinner Law Firm, Smallwood and Small Insurance Group, W. Harley Miller Systems, and WVU Medicine. TV10 Sports thanks you for watching today's presentation of Shepherd Rams football. All